You see, what you hear, what you understand. The open eye is a critical tool for national and personal transformation. It says the light of the body is the eye. Therefore, if your eye is single, your whole body will be full of light. But if your eye is evil, then the light in you will be darkness. So you need open eyes. It means understanding. It means knowledge. It means insight. Sight within. It's a good prayer to pray. It's also a good quest to have. Exposing yourself to more information, greater wisdom, more insight. The humility to accept what you don't know and to implement correction in your life. This is critical for personal and national transformation. So we file a rejoinder to the song, asking the Lord to open our eyes to understand the issues that affect the nation so we can ask the right questions with the right courage and consistency required to bring change. Open our eyes, O Lord. Help us to avoid the trivialities and the noise. We focus on the things that really matter. Daughters of Glorious Jesus, bringing time to 6:29 on the Citi Breakfast Show. An interactive breakfast platform on your favorite radio dial. Business Sense brought to you by ABSA. Go green. It's not just about saving the planet. It is that and other things. Install solar panels, cut down your power costs, get an electric vehicle, and reduce what you spend getting around. Switch to energy efficient equipment and lower the cost of running your business or home. And the best part is ABSA Bank can help you finance it all. Walk into any branch of ABSA, ask about the green finance loan today, and say yes to a greener tomorrow. Your story matters, ABSA. It's an interactive morning program. We are really happy to hear from you. Send us a WhatsApp. I really need you to save this number because a number of people have been asking me why their messages don't get read. I think there's been a change, or not I think, I know there's been a change in the number, and this has been on for almost a year. So the number is 053 998 6996. Save it as Citi Breakfast Show or Citi FM. Send us all those concerns and complaints or all those commendations that you want us to focus and follow up on. My name is Bernard Avle. I'm here with Richard Delaskai and Caleb Kuda. Gentlemen, good morning.
Good morning. No, you like your phone number.
Welcome for high phone.
Ah, challenge the Domialo.
I like it when you wear your cap. They call it coolie high.
Yeah, hello, newsboys hat. Yes.
Oh yes, this is what the British newspaper boys wear.
Yes.
Do they still wear it?
Oh, they still wear it. I mean,
these days you find the papers. Some of the papers you just pick them up for free.
Oh yeah, they throw them at you sometimes.
Yeah, it's a very difficult business.
Yeah. The papers tire.
The business of news is always difficult.
I know, right?
The news you are carrying makes half of the people happy, half the people angry.
Mm-hmm.
And so some of them will boycott you, they'll be angry with you. You know, it's difficult.
But as well, Bernard, before we continue, if you're coming from the Fanofa Street in front of Joy FM, you bear left towards the road that brings you here. You'll notice that there's Haptel to your extreme right. There's piped water that is oozing out of whatever it's coming from. Onto, yeah, so I beg you,
Stalimate, you can't sleep. Yeah.
Let me describe again the place. You're on the Fanofa Street from the Joy FM area.
Between Joy FM and Haptel.
Exactly. The moment you bear left, you see that there is bond water oozing
gushing out.
Yes.
While that is happening, people in Tema, Teshin, people in Sakumono, people in Ungwa, people in Mataheko, the new Mataheko, people in
have water problems.
Yes, they say they haven't had water. Now the Ghana Water Company announced over the last week that there was a work being done at
treatment.
But what I'm told is that the water shortage has been for almost 2 weeks. So people, Charlie, are desperate for water. I mean, people are really desperate for water. So we just want to ask the water company to provide remedial measures. If there are tanker services available, it's very important that they do this. So while you talk about the papers, we have some online because these days it's not easy to distribute papers. So the graphic soft copy, Cocoa Board floats local bonds, targets 16 billion CD annually to finance cocoa purchases. I think this is good. We shouldn't be borrowing in dollars to buy local cocoa and exposing the country to FX challenges. Gamanche commends MIF for strong performance. His photograph here, speaking to the MIF CEO, And then ATU wins Southeast TBSC.
Nice.
The reader will understand. The TBS, Meanwhile, graphic businesses, MTN mobile money float hits 38.4 billion. If it were a bank, it would be second only to GCB.
Okay.
Indeed, their balance sheet is about 15 banks put together.
That's right.
Wow.
Yeah, so they are float. Of course, that money will eventually be lodged with a bank. So that money is distributed across our banking sector. But if they were a bank, they will be Ghana's second, probably be Ghana's largest by deposits.
Wow.
And they will probably be the second by way of the assets that they've put here. So that's MTN on the front page of graphic business. And then the sports is the challenge, right? I would justify Coventry City to sign me. This is Kalebi Rinchi.
Powerful.
Yeah, the beautiful video was put out for him. And then the Black Queens have bowed out of the WAFCON.
How?
They were beaten 2-1 by Malawi.
Malawi, yesterday.
Football has changed, my brother. And when it comes to women football, the champions are not the same. So we are home. But they have a qualifier for the World Cup. If they win against one team, now they'll go to the World Cup. But the WAFCON is over.
No, this thing, they give me gabato.
Let's go to the Ghanaian Times.
Ghanaian Times says sanitation crisis. Expert decries low investment in waste management. Also, the front page this morning, President Mahama names Ayariga and Zaneto as ministers. Reassigns Gilbert J and Ibrahim Ahmed. Also, the front page this morning, senior high school placement results to be out on August 31. A story that comes with the photograph of the minister responsible for education, Haruna Idrisu.
Well, Herald leads with Doomsday era $1 million bribery allegation haunts NPP NDC politicians, and US bribery conviction raises questions over access rise in Ghana from bare close 370 megawatts to 1,500 megawatts. Now, state's key witness in Maslow case faced 107 million Ghana cedi NSS stealing charges. Godfrey Dame, others created credibility gaps around setting a Tamaklo's prosecution, and Gold Board's operation repeatedly falling victim to fraud. Millions of Ghana cedis involved.
The Chronicle, which minister took the $1 million bribe?
That is the question, my brother. That is the question.
We have still not found a person yet. AG is promising full probe into AXA Energy deal. The AG's photograph is here on the front page. Also on the front page this morning, CATS challenges DVLA's delinquency charges and debt restructuring gains at risk in 2027-2028. This is coming in from the IBA.
Daily Guide leads with Atufosun opens new military facilities. Applauds Unique Development Limited. Wuntumi files for bail pending appeal. Jonah Capital takes Nigeria to ICC over $500 million Abuja land. Goodfields must stay. Hunyesu youth are speaking, and the Assemblies of God Ghana leaders train 250 pastors in the Gambia.
The Daily Searchlight finally comes to us after a long hiatus.
Yeah, we haven't seen it in a while.
Yeah, MPP rejects a rushed cocoa bill, and they are calling for presidential withdrawal and key amendments. Also on the front page this morning, arrests, attacks on free speech. Kwebu Dapamakbo unhappy with how the Mahama administration is treating matters of free speech. Also on the front page this morning, government yet to approve revives KG to primary 6 curriculum. So,
Daily Gist this morning, NPP rejects new cocoa board law. Mahama strips mosquito naked in ministerial reshuffle. DVLA under fire in outrageous delinquency charges. And you can't arrest TikTokers and protect Kevin Taylor. Martin Kwebu jabs President Mahama. Ex-Power Minister Kwabena Donko fingered in US $1 million bribe deal.
The Ghanaian Point, Mahama shakes up government. Zaneto Rawlings, Ayariga nominated as ministers of state. Their photographs make the front page. Also, in this issue, I cannot be bullied as majority leader James Agalga, the man who is taking up the job that Ayariga is leaving behind. And he's smiling here on the front page. And then also, something here that says, We will be eating mercury soon. Duncan Williams warns over this Galamsey matter that it could trigger food crisis.
The new publisher, Kpebu Speaks Truth to Power, Mahama West than Akufo-Addo on free speech. $1 million chop-chop bribery scandal. Ghana, U.S. hunt fugitives after ex-top boss conviction, and 2 brothers arrested over couple shooting. New cocoa board law will hurt farmers, NPP warns.
Let me take you to the Informer. The big story: politicians not above the law. Professor Ajimandia is talking. His photograph here together with Fifi Kwete, the General Secretary of the NDC, and Justin Kodia Frimpong, who is the General Secretary of the NPP. Also on the front page this morning, Sam Jonah drags Nigeria to ICC over $500 million Abuja land fight.
Yeah.
And something here that says protest signals 2028 comeback. This is coming in from Sami A. Wuku.
Yeah, Daily Democrat leads with says Sam Jonah's story in Nigeria as well. Other stories: Mahama picks the Neto Ayariga for key ministries. Oklu orders 21-day notice for flood-prone structures. And the NYA boss is urging the youth to reject drugs and embrace patriotism.
Let me take you online. CityNewsroom.com. We will protect the city and sustain economic stability. This is the BOG governor speaking. Meanwhile, the OSP said they provided key evidence in U.S. conviction of former TOR MD Asante Berkun, the former Goldman Sachs gentleman. OSP said they helped in that process. Meanwhile, 10, I know you have questions. We'll try and answer them today. You mean, how can you be a lizard in Nigeria and a crocodile in America?
It'll be rough.
10 major changes that the new cocoa board bill brings to Ghana's cocoa sector. It's a feature on Channel 1 News. ECG is announcing a 4-day power outage in parts of Accra East. Freight forwarders are demanding strict enforcement of 720 cedi container charge cap. And Sami Jemfi says decades of poor mining regulation had worsened the Galamsey crisis. Meanwhile, MPP, as you said, is saying to Mahama, don't assent the cocoa board bill and seek broader consultation. Now, we need to differentiate between the cocoa board bill as in the law and the cocoa bill as in the money they are raising, the bond that they are raising.
Can I also buy some if I have money?
Yeah. I don't know why it's to individual and institutional investors. A few more headlines. Galamsey pit collapse claims to real life at Odumasis Santreso. Meanwhile, according to the Gold Board CEO, they are profiling artisanal small-scale gold miners nationwide. And then a few more stories. Cuts demands probe into DVLA's escalating license charges. And then government must prioritize debt repayment, essential service, according to Professor Nana Opoku-Agyeman. The High Street Journal, the golden trap. Ghanaian banks caught in the risky nexus of government debt and gold exposure. This is the IMF. And a few more headlines there. Ghana posts 2.8 billion cedi chicken import bill in 2025. Will Nkukon Kitinkiti turn the tide? That's the question that's been asked.
People are eating the chicken.
There's also Ghana's TVET crisis is in funding. It's broken skills pipeline. That's also an analysis on the High Street Journal. And then finally on My Joy Online, Mahama will assign or reassign ministers based on performance and suitability. This is Inu Safuseini. And then mutual trust drives my working relationship with Mahama. This is the Vice President Opoku-Agyeman.
But let me take off from the USA because this story. So a friend of mine who is a senior citizen of the Republic sent me a message over the weekend. Was not happy about what happened in the US and feels that it is likely we might not get some remedy locally. In other words, people are unlikely to face justice locally. So let me read the story for you. And I don't want it to be like that. Maybe the OS.
So this is the Chronicles version,
the Chronicle.
Right? Okay.
So it says, which minister took the $1 million bribe? Now the story is by Richard Usuacha. You find it on page 3. The details there. The Attorney General has announced plans to investigate persons in Ghana allegedly implicated in a bribery scheme surrounding a power plant project involving Turkish energy company Aska Energy. Now, the move follows the conviction of Ghanaian American former Goldman Sachs investment banker Asante Kwekuberko by the United States federal jury in Brooklyn, New York, for his role in an alleged scheme to bribe Ghanaian government officials to facilitate the project. Now, Deputy Attorney General and Minister of Justice, Justice Remsai, said the Attorney General was working with the U.S. authorities to bring persons implicated in the scheme to book. Now, in a statement posted on his X account, Justice Sai stated, quote, the Honorable Attorney General is working with his United States counterparts to bring to book persons who are implicated in the bribery scheme related to the 2014 to 2017 power plant development contract between a Turkish energy company and the government. Now, he said the action followed Berco's conviction on charges including conspiracy to violate the United States Foreign Corrupt Practices Act, violation of the FCPA, and money laundering conspiracy. He goes on to provide further details on the matter, and there are names that have been dropped here.
The Herald also analyzes it and talks about the two leading political parties. Of course, the bribes were paid during the NDC era, but the gentleman subsequently also was appointed under the MPP as a TOR MD. So they trace some of those stories.
Yeah.
The OSP has been speaking on the matter as well.
Okay.
And according to the office, they provided investigative and evidentiary assistance.
You mean they provided a ball?
You know the meaning. To the U.S. Federal Bureau of Investigation, FBI, contributing to the conviction of former TOR MD Asante Kwekubeko in a U.S. bribery case. This is actually a Ghana U.S. bribery, but they say U.S. bribery. That bribery was in Ghana as well, right? The OSP said its assistance was provided through Ghana's established mutual legal assistance framework. It was acknowledged by the United States Department of Justice as having made a significant contribution to the prosecution. Quote, the involvement of OSP has been acknowledged by U.S. DOJ. The OSP said in a public notice issued on Monday, August 10. Now, the background of the story is given, and we're told that the scheme was linked to development and financing of a power plant in Ghana under an agreement between the Republic of Ghana and the Turkish company AXA Energy Üretim AS, a client of US-based investment bank Goldman Sachs. Details of that story in terms of what the indictment was will be discussed later.
Meanwhile, Herald is saying that this U.S. bribery conviction raises questions over access rise in Ghana. It says while the American authorities pursued the case, the Ghanaian side of the transaction remained largely unexplored in the public. That is the first question Ghana must now confront. Why did the conviction of an individual involved in securing the AXA deal not trigger a comprehensive investigation into the Ghanaian officials, intermediaries, and commercial interests involved in the transaction?
If the giver is corrupt, the receiver must also be dealt with. So if the Americans have dealt with the giver, the Ghanaians must deal with the recipient. No, this is very serious. And you see,
I honestly don't think we have the kahunas to do it.
Okay, well,
I mean,
you tell us what we should do first and decide. Let them decide whether they have the balls or not.
Okay.
They need to investigate the matter.
Yeah, that's I agree with you.
If we want any credibility in our anti-corruption fight, the US has given you all the filler. Your own OSP say they provided more support to the Americans. So how come here in Ghana our OSP and co cannot enter the same matter?
I can mention for you at least 3 cases of similar nature, which had some adverse findings elsewhere, but locally became political football and eventually.
Well, this is supposed to be reset. Yeah. So let's not go back to that.
Okay.
Let me stay with you. What do you have to do?
the story you.
I want to deal with cocoa because there's a lot of issues on cocoa.
Okay.
The minority are saying that, or the MPP basically is asking the president not to assent the cocoa bill. The opposition says the bill was rushed through Parliament without adequate engagement with cocoa farmers, landowners, and ranking stakeholders in the cocoa sector. The call was made when the ranking member of the Agri Committee and co-chairman of the MPP Policy Committee on Agri, Dr. Ezekiel Opoku, at a press conference at the party headquarters on Sunday. He said the bill, which seeks to repeal the Ghana Cocoa Board Law 1984 PNDC Law 81, introduces significant changes to governance and regulation of the cocoa sector. He cited the proposed establishment of a tribunal, new governance arrangements, and the creation of new offences as provisions that require thorough scrutiny and stakeholder input. He said the bill was laid before Parliament on July 28 and passed within the same week, leaving no or little room for meaningful consultation. He is urging the president to withhold assent of the bill and return the same to Parliament for broader stakeholder consultation. Now, Neil Atilati of Citi News has put together 10 major changes the new Cocoa Board bill has in place. For example, 70% FOB price, which is the least cocoa farmers will receive. Cocoa Board is now back at Finance Ministry, and the MPP was in Agri Ministry. Fund targeting cocoa debt. They will ring-fence legacy cocoa debt, stricter sanctions on borrowing, 50% local processing target, etc., etc., etc. Now, still on cocoa, the Daily Graphics front page story this morning has to do with government floating local bonds, right? Targeting 16 billion cedi annually to finance local cocoa purchases. Let me just read the story by my cocoa. Ghana's Cocoa Board will this month float commercial papers and bonds on the local market to raise funds to finance its operations. In a remarkable shift from the syndicated loan regime, the acting CEO, the CEO of Cocoa Board, Dr. Randy Abe, speaking at the media sensitization program on the new Ghana Cocoa Board bill last Wednesday, said the company will float 270-day commercial bonds to finance the crops for the next 5 years. He said part of the proceeds from the bonds will be used to service outstanding debts, some of which require Cocoa Board to pay billions of cedis annually over the next 3 years.
Okay. So let's take you to some other stories. There's a story that's related to the economic sector. You find that again on page 3 of the Chronicle. Debt restructuring gains at risk in 2027-2028. This is according to the IBA. 2 paragraphs of the story. Ghana's gains from debt restructuring could be come under pressure in 2027-2028 as the country faces significant debt maturities that will require early refinancing preparations, the Investment Bank of Africa, IBA, has warned. Now, the IBA, in its Ghana Economic Framework and 2034 Outlook, said although Ghana's debt trajectory had improved, the sustainability of the gains would depend on prudent borrowing, transparency, and proactive management of upcoming maturities.
Right. You can't arrest TikTokers and protect Kevin Taylor, Martin Kpebu Jabs, President Mahama. This is Daily Gist, page 2. Private legal practitioner and NDC. Okay. I didn't know this. It's an NDC affiliate. Martin Kpebu has launched a strong criticism of John Mahama's administration over the arrest and prosecution of social media commentators, particularly TikTok content creators, accusing the government of applying a double standard in its approach to free speech. Kpebu argues that the increasing number of people being arrested or detained over comments made on social media represents a worrying development for the country's democratic credentials. According to him, the situation has become particularly troubling because while ordinary citizens and political activists are being pursued over their utterances, influential commentators who have made equally strong or more controversial remarks against political opponents appear to enjoy a different level of treatment.
Okay, let's stay with the president because he's made changes to his government. These are remote. The story is on page 12 of the Ghanaian Times. The story is by Julius Yao-Petechi and Benjamin Acton-Tete, and they say that President John Dramani Mahama has reshuffled his government, bringing in 2 new faces in accordance with Article 78, Clause 1 of the 1992 Constitution, and moving 2 others to different portfolios. Now, the new entrants are Boku, Member of Parliament, Mahama Yariga, who heads to the Ministry of Local Government, Chieftaincy and Religious Affairs, and Kole Klote, lawmaker, Dr. Zaneto Ajiman-Rawlings, named as Minister Designate for the Ministry of Environment, Science and Technology. Now, Dr. Ajiman-Rawlings replaces the late Dr. Ibrahim Murtala Mohammed, who died in the August 6, 2025 helicopter crash. Now, the 2 ministers who have been reassigned are Kenneth Gilbert J., who moves from the Works and Housing Ministry to Defense, and Ibrahim Ahmed, MP for Banda, who moves to Works and Housing from Local Government. And you do know that Mr. J is replacing the late Dr. Omane Boama, who died also in the helicopter crash.
Well, the Greater Accra Regional Minister Linda Obiniwa Akwele-Okulu has announced a 21-day ultimatum for owners of structures situated within designated waterway buffer zones at Lagoon. This came a bit earlier, just reinforcing it. The directive forms part of intensified measures by the Greater Accra Regional Coordinating Council to reclaim waterways, restore natural water retention paths, and address persistent flooding across the region. She was speaking during an inspection and demolition exercise at Peshi Lagoon in the Dadekotopon and Lejokuku municipalities, where she said structures found to have encroached on the designated buffer zones would have to be removed.
Stay with that paper. The Democrat leads to say some Jonas issues in Nigeria.
That's right.
He has petitioned an international body to deal with some issue with his land in Abuja.
So renowned Ghanaian businessman and mining executive says Sam Jonah has initiated international arbitration proceedings against the Nigerian government over a disputed 501 hectare property in Abuja in a case that could have significant implications for Ghanaian investments across West Africa. The arbitration, which is being conducted under the International Chamber of Commerce (ICC) in Paris, stems from the termination of a development lease covering a large parcel of land near Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport in Nigeria's capital. The investment is held through Jonah Capital Nigeria Limited, a subsidiary of Sir Sam Jonah's investment group. While neither party has disclosed the value of the claim, reports estimate that the land could be worth about $500 million based on current property values in Abuja.
Let's come to the graphic business, where MTN mobile money float hits 38.4 billion cedis, second only to GCB if you're comparing float to deposits, right? Now, Suleiman Mustafa reports that MTN Ghana's mobile money arm is holding customer funds on a scale that puts it second only to the country's largest bank, according to a comparison of the company's audited financial statements, underscoring how quickly mobile money payments have grown into a pillar of the country's financial system. Now, this comparison was first done by Finex Skills Hub, and others have picked up on it. The float in MTN's mobile money, or Momo, while it stood at 38.4 billion cedis, that's about $2.4 billion. In 2025 financial year, I don't know what exchange rate is using. This would rank second among Ghana's deposit-taking institutions if placed on the same footing as banks, behind only GCB, which has 41 billion in customer deposits, and ahead of every other lender, including EcoBank Ghana, by around 8 billion cedis. MTN's float is not legally classified as bank deposits, though, because under the 2019 law governing digital payments, the company is supposed to keep those deposits with regular banks.
All
right. But it's still a very important comparison to make. The story continues that says that analysts say that legal distinction means that the comparison with the banking deposits is more illustrative than a substantive direct accounting equivalence. Be that as it may, it's still an important comparison to make. The Bank of Ghana and the government, for that matter, must encourage the use of digital payments. A data analyst and founder of international research firm Finance Skills Hub, Bernard Obin-Boateng, said, pointing to savings on the cost of printing banknotes and minting coins as adoption grows. So the more people use digital payments, the less the government spends on essentially creating the physical currency.
Okay, well, let me take you back to the Ghanaian Times. Page 12 has a story related to the education sector. CSSPS. They are to release the senior high school placement results on August 31. So Cliff Kufu says that the computerized school selection and placement system secretariat will release this year's senior high school placement results on August 31. To pave way for the commencement of the 2026-2027 academic year. Now, this comes after the selection successfully of schools by the over 620,000 candidates who sat for the 2026 Basic Education Certificate examination. Now, the press secretary to the Minister of Education, Mr. Hashim Mohammed, who disclosed this in an interview with the Ghanaian Times yesterday, said the placement results will be announced after the completion of the pre-placement exercise, which allowed candidates to select their preferred senior high school and technical schools after checking their BECE results. Let me stay with education because there's a story you find on page 2 of the Searchlight newspaper. Government yet to approve revised KG to primary 6 curriculum. Again, this is coming in from the Education Ministry. The government has not yet formally approved the revised curriculum for learners from kindergarten through primary 6, which was developed by the National Council for Curriculum and Assessment, known as NACA, as authorities continue consultations and assessments before the approval and related matters are.
The Wager Children's Hospital has finally been handed over to the government after months of public pressure. This is Daily Gist. So the long-awaited Weija Children's Specialist Hospital has finally been handed over to the government of Ghana, marking a significant milestone in a project that has remained idle for more than a year, despite being physically completed and ready for use. The contractor responsible for constructing the state-of-the-art 120 bed, I think it's more than 120 beds, Specialist Children's Hospital, officially transferred the facility to the Ministry of Health on August 7. Officials of the ministry subsequently handed over the hospital to the Ghana Health Service, paving the way for administrative possession, etc.
Freight forwarders are demanding strict enforcement of a 720 cedi container charge cap. Daniel Mensah reports on Citi News that the Ghana Institute of Freight Forwarders is demanding the strict enforcement of the 720 Ghana cedi cap on the container administrative charge, warning that continued non-compliance by some shipping lines is undermining regulatory directives and increasing cost pressures across Ghana's logistics chain. The institute says although the directive has been communicated to shipping lines, some operators continue to charge beyond the prescribed limit. Indeed, I'm told tomorrow they will do some picketing to register their dissatisfaction with what the shipping line.
Yes, those are my people. So for do hanya.
Okay.
Let me take you to page 4 of the Ghanaian Point quickly. A story there to congratulate my good friend, the Honorable James Agalga, on his elevation as majority leader. The story says, I cannot be bullied as majority leader. James Agalga, newly appointed majority leader of Parliament, James Agalga, has rejected suggestions that he could be intimidated in his new position, insisting that his years of parliamentary service and leadership experience have prepared him adequately for the role. He's the MP for Bulsa North, and he's been in the House for at least after 4 elections now. And then also there's a sad one coming in from Mampong, because we're told MPP Mons as Asante Mampong parliamentary hopeful Nanaya dies at 41.
Meanwhile, China is evacuating 1 million people from their homes as a massive storm arrives. BBC's lead story: Chinese authorities have evacuated more than 1 million people from their homes. Imagine, in eastern China, including the financial capital Shanghai, as Typhoon Dolphin made landfall. The typhoon brought heavy rain and halted transportation across the region. Nearly 1,000 flights were cancelled in Shanghai alone on Monday. While authorities have downgraded Dolphin to a tropical storm, they continue to warn of torrential rain, severe flooding, and the risk of landslides through to Wednesday as the storm moves north. Chinese authorities had earlier issued their highest level red alert for Dolphin, which is the strongest storm to hit China this year. And the storm has wind speeds of up to 150 kilometers per hour.
Hey, that's serious.
When it first slammed into Wuhan at 17:30 on Sunday, before making a local landfall or a second landfall in the city of Wenzhou about an hour later.
Wuhan to the suffer.
150 kilometers per hour winds.
That's more than
1 million people.
The
it's like moving,
the vehicle is
everybody from Kaswa to Dansoman to even here.
Charlie, that's serious.
To move from their houses.
That's serious. 1 million. No, but Accra is bigger than 1 million, though.
Yes, but I'm saying Accra is about 5, so about 1/5 of Accra.
Yeah, that's right.
That's a lot of people.
Charlie.
But
the facilitation fee out.
For what?
For the energy something.
No, we'll go into it.
But the people, you sure say something.
Sure. Well, why stress when you can dig the soft life? When with Fidelity Digital Banking, you can use the mobile app to send money, pay your bills, buy airtime and data. You can also pay with GHQR, shop securely with your Fidelity Visa card, and even get instant support from Kukwa, our WhatsApp banking assistant. Sign up with Fidelity Digital Banking today. Dig the soft life. Fidelity Bank. Believe with us.
Hey, Andrea. Challenge these days, new level crowd. Where did you pass?
Me, pass somewhere. I just switched for a better life. Hey. I switched for comfort. Look, your salary deserves better.
Switch?
Yeah.
How do you mean?
I switched my salary account to Fidelity Bank. Oh, okay. And that's my jackpot. I get higher loan amounts with lower interest rates, as well as personalized financial support. They gave me a loan to expand my side hustle. And the terms are just flexible.
Wow.
Your salary deserves better.
Oh, my salary deserves better. You see the way you are smiling wide? Yes, I will switch and smile wider. Your salary deserves better. Switch to Fidelity Bank today and enjoy lower interest rate, car and home loan, personalized financial support, and a smile that lasts. Switch and smile wider. Fidelity Bank. Believe with us.
If I believe with us, Fidelity. If I know I day aside, Fidelity.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Natalie Neti Ajaho is here with the Citi Business News. Good morning.
Good morning, Bernard, and you're welcome to the breakfast edition of the Citi Business News. It's brought to you by MTN, Valex Lease, EcoBank, and Good Energy. Coming up, Gold Board defense operations are 7.1 tons of gold refined locally. Also, T-bill auction attracts 11.64 billion Ghana cedis in bids and is oversubscribed by 87%. And later, we'll protect the Ghana cedi, keep inflation under control. That's according to the BOG governor, as he assures the business community. Let's settle for the details now. Gold Board says 7.1 metric tons of gold purchased this year have been refined locally as part of efforts to retain more value from the country's gold industry. CEO of Gold Board Samuel Attah-Mensah says the local refining is helping to keep refining fees within Ghana while creating jobs and supporting economic activity. However, he acknowledges that Ghana's existing refining capacity remains insufficient to process all the gold purchased by the board. He made the remarks during a space conversation on X on Sunday.
The refineries we have in Ghana are able to give us 3 nines. Royal Gold can give us 3 nines. Gold Coast can even give us 4 nines because they have the capacity to do electrolysis that can give you that kind of purity, which means that that metal that comes from the refinery is now pure gold. Currently, we are not refining all locally. All the gold we buy locally because of limited or constrained local capacity. The 2 refineries that we have, we project can do at optimum capacity levels 1 ton, that is 1,000 kilograms of gold refining per week. But we have decided to help them to crawl before they walk and before they run. As we speak, 7.1 metric tons of the gold that the Gold Board has bought this year were refined in Ghana. The refining fees that would have ended up in Dubai, India, and Hong Kong and other advanced countries stayed in Ghana, supporting job creation and supporting our economy.
Samuel Attah-Mensah also defended the financial management of Gold Board, insisting that the institution is being run prudently. He rejected claims that the board is making losses, maintaining that its operations are being managed with financial discipline.
We are not some zombies sitting at Gold Board taking reckless risk with public funds. Last year, 2025, the total amount of money that Bank of Ghana gave Gold Board to buy gold, do you know the total? 133 billion Ghana cedis. 133. And we reconciled all. We didn't misplace a peso. For every cedi, we supplied gold. This year, 96 billion, and we are settling. So we are not reckless. In some cases, we are taking monies from off-takers in advance. We are taking money. We just took monies from commercial banks, and in 48 hours, we settled them. Gold trading is very risky, but it behoves on leadership. Identify the risk through proper risk assessment and come up with mitigating measures.
That was the CEO of the Ghana Gold Board, Samuel Attah-Mensah. Now, the Bank of Ghana says it will continue to protect the value of the Ghana cedi and keep inflation under control as it seeks to sustain Ghana's economic recovery. Governor of the bank, Dr. Johnson Esiaman, maintains that despite encouraging improvements in key economic indicators, the central bank will remain cautious amid persistent global uncertainties. Speaking at a stakeholder engagement in Sunyani, he said the bank's priority is to create a stable economic environment that allows businesses to plan, invest, and grow with confidence. This comes at a time when Ghana's key economic indicators continue to show signs of improvement, although external risk could still put pressure on prices in the local currency. According to him, the current 14% policy rate provides room to keep inflation under control while supporting businesses, investment, and growth. The governor further assured stakeholders that the BOG remains committed to maintaining an orderly, well-functioning foreign exchange market. Now, the Board of Directors of the WIPA Authority has reaffirmed its commitment to providing stronger governance, strategic direction, and effective oversight to improve the authority's performance and deliver greater value in 2026 and beyond. The board maintains that it will continue to work with government and other stakeholders to strengthen the authority's operations and advance its strategic objectives. There's more in the following report.
Delivering the board's chairman's address at Bui Power Authority's annual stakeholders meeting, board member Alhaji Mohammed Kwekudoku said the board remained focused on ensuring that the authority sustains its gains despite challenges in the domestic and global economic environment. He made the comment as the Bui Power Authority recorded revenue of $145.9 million from generation in 2025, while net profit reached $66.2 million.
On behalf of the authority's board of directors, I reaffirm the board's commitment to the government of Ghana and all stakeholders to provide strong governance, strategic direction, and effective oversight to ensure that Bui Power Authority continues to enhance its performance and deliver greater value in 2026 and beyond.
The strong financial performance comes as the state-owned power producer expanded its renewable energy portfolio, increased electricity generation beyond target, and advanced several strategic projects aimed at strengthening Ghana's long-term energy security. Chief Executive Officer Engineer Ko Idua Kwasam outlined key achievements made.
Total energy generation of 1,438 gigawatt hours exceeded the planned generation of 1,350 by 6.5 megawatt. Bui hydroelectric power maintained an availability of 95%, indicating the importance we attach to this generation assets. Despite prevailing cash flow constraints, BPA continued to focus on expansion of our solar business, during which time we increased our solar capacity by 50 megawatts, which is in operation as we speak.
Meanwhile, Minister for Energy and Green Transition John Jinapor reaffirmed the government's commitment to increasing Ghana's renewable energy penetration to at least 10% by 2030.
We will build a stronger, greener Bui Power Authority to support Ghana's development and serve a leading renewable energy institution in Africa. I'm confident that given what you are doing, we would attain that 10% mark by 2030.
That was the Minister for Energy and Green Transition, Dr. John Jinapor, ending that report by Citi Business News' Emmanuel Opong. Now, demand for government securities remained strong last week, with latest data from the BOG showing that the TBL auction was oversubscribed by 87%. The latest auction attracted total bids of 11.64 billion against a target of 6.2 billion. This means investor bids exceeded government's target by more than 5.4 billion Ghana cedis, pointing to sustained appetite for government securities. The government ultimately accepted 9.42 billion Ghana cedis of the bids submitted across the 91-day, 182-day and 364-day T-bills. The auction also shows that demand was strongest for the longer-dated 364-day instruments, which accounted for more than half of total bids submitted. However, yields were mixed across the T-bill curve, with the 91-day bill declining by 14 basis points to 5.62% from 5.76%. Similarly, the yield on the 182-day bill fell by 12 basis points to 7.52%. In contrast, the yield on the 364-day bill remained unchanged at 12.9%. Now, on the interbank market, the dollar is going for 11 cedis 75 pesos. The pound is going for 15 cedis 86 pesos, and the euro for 13 cedis 59 pesos. And that's it for the breakfast edition of the Citi Business News. It was brought to you by MTN, Valix Lease, EcoBank, and Gold Good Energy. I am Netili Neti Achao. Have a good business day.
Good energy powers the things that people do to empower themselves. It fuels families, communities, businesses. Good energy fuels nations. It gets things going and keeps them moving. Good energy isn't just what we do, it's who we are. Goyle, good energy.
Introducing Ghana's leading pay-as-you-copy photocopier leasing company. Lease an A4, A3, heavy-duty or production machine and pay for only the copies made or design your own payment plan. Simple and tietia. That's not all. Incredibly, toners, repairs, maintenance, follow-me printing, centralized tracking all come free of charge. Remember, financial prudence is the name of the game. Folks, forget about the expensive gimmicks and be smart. Join the hundreds of satisfied clients across all the 16 regions and every sector of the economy and save over 60% of your printing costs. Visit us at www.valexlease.com or call 0244 644048. Be prudent and lease a copier. Terms and conditions apply. Valex Lease is a wholly owned Ghanaian company. Valex Lease, affordable document management solutions.
Your attention, please. Flight C8 has been delayed.
Again. Madam, can you please point me to the water fountain? And please watch my back and phone whilst I'm gone.
You can be a traveler with infinite worries.
Hello, Mr. Anand. Your lounge access is ready and your seat is warm.
Or you can be a traveler with infinite privileges.
Champagne, sir?
We're reaching all the drink.
Choose EcoBank's infinite privileges with an EcoBank Visa Infinite card. Access airport lounges worldwide, fast-track services, best-in-class daily limits, and enjoy other exclusive travel and lifestyle benefits. Infinite privileges await. EcoBank, the Pan-African bank.
Enterprise Blue FM.
Enterprise Blue FM, the bus.
You're tuned into Enterprise Blue FM. DJ E on the traffic jams. Who's the chillest man you know? Phones are open. Let's go.
DJ E, the chillest man is my neighbor. Mr. Osei, a truck bumped into his new bumper. He didn't blink, just took the picture, uploaded on Enterprise Insurance Claim Express, smiled, and drove off.
Boss move. Hello, caller.
Hello, DJ E. I know that same Mr. Osei. Like he be me, the way the truck driver go make shit, you know what be crazy? Next day, no, Mr. Osei fix the Benz.
That's right. Mr. Osei, you really are that guy.
They say Entoa, but at Enterprise Insurance, with over 100 years of experience, we say whether it's motor, home, travel, or insurance for your business, Entoa, when it happens, smile.
Enterprise, your advantage. 30 years ago, MTN arrived in Ghana, and everything changed. Now, to celebrate 30 years, we are giving back big time. The MTN at 30 promo is here. 9 Toyota Land Cruiser Prados to be won. Over 10 million Ghana cedis in rewards, plus so much more. Connect to your everyday hustle on MTN. Make video calls. Browse the internet for business with family and friends. Connect your home to MTN Fiber. Make that money move on Momo and stay ahead because every move counts. Ghana, let's celebrate 30 years of MTN with the MTN at 30 promo. Use more MTN services, build more points, and win big. Dial *530# or visit the My MTN app for more.
The jamming never stops. The game never stops. The productivity never stops. The music never stops. At G&J, we keep your world powered with reliable generators, solar energy, and UPS solutions, so the power never stops. Your go-to for total energy solutions, making sure you work, thrive, and live life uninterrupted. Visit our website, gjtechghana.com, or call us on 0302-689-178 or 179 or 0202-222-220. G&J, your energy partner.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Natalie Ajaho brought you the breakfast edition of the City Business News. We're grateful to EcoBank, MTN, and Grow for partnering us to bring you that segment. You know how money really moves in Ghana, right? At EcoBank, we know it doesn't just move on payday, but every single day, connecting you to the people who matter most. EcoBank provides one seamless banking experience across 34 African countries. Our digital platforms instantly connect people, businesses, and opportunities across the entire continent. So pay bills, transfer funds, and manage your finances anytime, anywhere. Just download the EcoBank mobile app, dial star 770 hash, or use EcoBank online and our nationwide ATMs. EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank. I'll make you talk through small. Emergencies know they give signal. So when life happens, Momo Day, borrow what you can handle from your Momo app. Pay back on time, no pressure, because when you pay back, the cycle continues and you get to do more with Momo. Responsible borrowing be the real flex. Momo Day, do more with Momo. Now, the recent floods have left many families counting their losses. Damaged homes, flooded vehicles, disrupted businesses. And I know the gathered clouds actually gives people PTSD and all. But Mansa doesn't have to go through any of those memories. Because while the damage was real, there was one less thing to worry about. She had the right insurance cover with Enterprise Insurance. They say on Tuada, Enterprise Insurance has flipped the script at Tuada. If it happens, chill, because we've got you covered. Don't wait for the unexpected to catch you off guard. Secure your home, car, travel, and business today with our innovative insurance solutions. Enterprise Insurance is your advantage. Of course, the Edwin Kwaukofi is in the studio. He will serve you kickoff in a bit, brought to you by Lesheho. In the meantime, Valex Lease Equip Limited is Ghana's leading photocopier leasing company. They say don't spend your vital capital buying multifunctional photocopiers. Just lease them and pay as you go. Lease an A4, A3 heavy-duty MFP with sorter, stapler, and finisher, as well as the production machine. It's also got a sorter, stapler, and finisher. You will enjoy free toners, cartridges, free repairs, maintenance, follow me printing, and centralized monitoring of all staff and nationwide covering. Call us 0244-644-048. ValexLease.com is where to visit online. Remember, Valex Lease is a wholly owned Ghanaian company. Terms and conditions apply. Valex Lease, affordable document management solution. And G&J understands that some moments should just never be interrupted, whether by intruders, power outage. Listen, G&J keeps your world powered with reliable generators, solar energy, and UPS solutions, so the power never stops. So G&J is your go-to for total energy solutions. Visit their website, gjtechghana.com. G&J, your energy partner. Are you ready to power up your finances, unlock your path to financial freedom? The Lesheho Fixed Deposit Solution is tailored just for you. With Lesheho Fixed Deposit Solution, you are making your money work for you. So join the investment revolution with our Fixed Deposit Solution and take charge of your financial future. 0302-208-333. Call this number now. Invest wisely. Invest with Lesheho. Lesheho, let's improve life. And Edwin Kwaukofi is here, ready to serve you kickoff. The latest in the world of sports. Mr. Kwaukofi.
Mr. Kilokuda.
No, the ice is still in the body. The America ice.
We are trying to shake it off.
How was your weekend, bro?
It was pretty good, but
Nice
we're
one.
back with kickoff.
Nice one.
Yes.
Nice one. Tell us what's happening.
Well, good morning and welcome to the Monday edition of Kickoff on the City Breakfast Show. Coming up.
And that's it! Malawi, the rank outsiders, tournament debutants, 32nd best team theoretically in Africa, are through to the Women's World Cup. They are nicknamed the Scorchers, and they have been red hot at this tournament. They have beaten Ghana by 2-1.
Heartbreak for the Black Queens as they crash out of the WAFCON after defeats to Morocco and miss out on automatic World Cup qualification. But their World Cup hopes are not over, and we'll bring you more on Kickoff, which is powered by Politan Ghana and Lesheho. Let's improve life. Good morning and welcome. Let's start off with the Black Queens, and they are out of the 2026 Women's African Cup of Nations and have missed out on automatic qualification for the 2027 FIFA Women's World Cup after suffering a 2-1 defeat to tournament debutant Malawi in their quarter-final clash in Rabat. Ghana took the lead in the 70th minute through Chantel Boyloka, raising hopes of another semi-final appearance. But Malawi hit back almost immediately. Just 5 minutes later, Temwa Chawinga restored parity before Rose Kadzere completed the comeback in the 79th minute to send the debutantes into the semi-finals. The defeat ends Ghana's hopes of winning the WAFCON title and also means the Black Queens will not secure automatic qualification to next year's Women's World Cup. Let's stay with the team and hear from head coach Kim Lasbio-Kegren, who says the defeat was difficult to take, especially because one of his major objectives was to guide Ghana back to the Women's World Cup.
Feeling I had in 20 years of coaching. I'm feeling so much for this team, for Ghana. I really wanted to help them to go to the first World Cup in 20 years, and we felt that we had a good chance to do it today, but we didn't perform well enough, even if it was a little bit of a 50-50 game. Always when you're in the losing team, you need to face the truth, and the fact is that we lost with one ball, and now it's really painful.
That was head coach Kim Lasbio-Kegren, but all is not lost for the Black Queens. They still have another route to the 2027 Women's World Cup. They will face the Ivory Coast in the Intercontinental Playoffs, where they will have another opportunity to secure a place at the global tournament. And Black Queens goalkeeper Afi Amenyaku says the team will fight till the very end, while thanking Ghanaians for their support throughout the tournament.
We, as players, we wanted to end the 20 years of not being into the World Cup, and that's football. The best team always wins. So now our focus is to win the game against Ivory Coast, so that we can move on into the intercontinental stage. So that if anything happens and we qualify, fine. Yeah, I'll plead with them to keep supporting us. We've seen their comments, how they are worried, so they should keep supporting us.
That was Black Queens goalkeeper Afi Amenyaku. Well, Ghana's not the only big name to exit the tournament. 10-time champions Nigeria were also knocked out after losing to Cameroon. Ivory Coast suffered a 2-1 defeat to Algeria, while 2022 champions South Africa were beaten 2-1 by host Morocco. So 4 of the continent's biggest names have been eliminated from the competition. Let's move away from the Black Queens to the Commonwealth Games, and the communications director of Team Ghana, Charles Osei-Sibe, has rated Ghana's overall performance at the 2026 Commonwealth Games between 6 and 7 out of 10. Ghana returned from Glasgow, Scotland with just 2 medals, 1 silver and 1 bronze, finishing 30th on the final medal table. Mr. Esibe admits that the medal haul was disappointing, but insists Ghana's campaign should not be considered a failure.
1 to 10, between 6 and 7. Between 6 and 7. From my observation or experience with the team, I am aware that Ghanaians are not enthused with the performance, because Ghana expected so much from Team Ghana.
Okay.
Unfortunately, it didn't go as Ghanaians expected. For us as managers of the team, we wanted to do more than what they did.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if your child is in a class that has a number of roll of 79, and your son or your child places 30, you don't discourage your child to say that you can't do anything.
Mm-hmm.
There should be an encouragement.
Well, speaking on Sports Panorama, Charles Osei-Sibe also rejected claims that Ghanaian boxers were forced to share kits with athletes from other countries during the games. He describes those claims as fabricated and politically motivated.
If you train boxers for 3 months and you did not raise these concerns for them to be resolved, and after that dismal or abysmal performance, you come to raise these concerns, then your integrity is at stake. Respectfully, he's my coach, okay? and I wouldn't want to speak on the matter. All I can say is that it's political, it's a fabrication, and I think it's false.
It's false that
the reason I don't want to do this is that I don't want to get to a certain level with certain individuals exchanging words. Because sometimes when someone is lying, you must see, you must know.
You heard the voice of the communications director of Team Ghana, the Commonwealth Games, Charles Osei-Sibe, speaking on Sports Panorama. Let's head to Europe, where some of Europe's football clubs continued their pre-season preparations over the weekend with plenty of goals, comebacks, and close contests ahead of the new campaign. Manchester City were among the big winners on Sunday, beating Atletico Madrid 3-1 in Seoul to run off their Asian tour on a positive note. For new coach Enzo Maresca, the performance is the kind of football he wants to see from his team as they prepare for the new Premier League season.
I think you can play well, but at the end, the end product is the most important thing. I think first half was a bit unfair, 0-1. We created 4 or 5 chances, clear chances, but the difference first half has been inside the box. We didn't score the amount of chances that we created, and I remember now just the goal they scored. So the big difference was there, but for sure you need a player outside wide that they can create some imbalance, especially when they go 1v1.
That was new Manchester City boss Enzo Maresca. Arsenal suffered a narrow 3-2 defeat to Borussia Dortmund at the Emirates, and the Gunners came twice from behind but ultimately fell short, with Mikel Arteta, who's their head coach, saying the defeat should provide valuable lessons for his players ahead of the new campaign.
Things obviously that have to be improved. Certain players that need to get more minutes and rhythm, which is going to be really helpful what we went through today, especially certain parts of the game. It has to hurt. When you lose a full match, it has to hurt, whether it is a friendly match, a test, or whatever you want to call it. But yeah, we know where we are. We know that that we are missing still a lot of players, and some players that haven't had enough training. And but yeah, sometimes it's good.
That was Arsenal boss Mikel Arteta, and that's the latest in the world of sport. For more on all these stories, visit citysportsonline.com. Kickoff was powered by Politan Ghana and Leshehu. Let's improve life. I am Edwin Kwakofi. The City Breakfast Show with Bernard Avle continues.
If you need unique services, innovative financial solutions, we deliver on our promise, cause we are number one. Let's go, we improve your life. Let's go, mama, mama. Even when you're stuck with nothing, no matter your situation, let's go, we improve your life. Let's go, let's go, mama, mama. Let's go, we improve your life.
Crunch go day, say a party, mini me a chomo, crunchy, chilling with friends, mini me a chomo, tasty, take chuck your hunger, mini me a chomo, crunchy, break time please, mini me a chomo, tasty, mini me a chomo, mini me a chomo, mini me a chomo, come and taste the fun, mini me a chomo, mini me a chomo, mini me a chomo, come and taste the fun. For the laughter, mini, a chomo. All the party, mini, a chomo. Let's go dancing, mini, a chomo. Taste the fun, mini, a chomo.
This advert is FDA approved.
Before, paying my supplier in Guangzhou be wahala. Forest Bureau, bad rate. Part of your profits just vanishes like that.
Transaction declined. Hotel booking declined. Hey, even a small candle I'm purchasing online. And also,
I'm still counting peso exchange at checkout. Scared to carry cash at night.
Union Pay got you covered. Yes, Union Pay.
Direct payment to China. And demo, no middleman. Profit stays in my business.
Online shopping, subscriptions, travel bookings. No wahala.
Supermarket, fuel, school fees, works every time.
Union Pay, accepted in 183 countries and regions. Works where your life works. For traders, dreamers, and everyday Ghanaians alike. Visit your bank today. Ask for your Union Pay card. Union Pay, your way.
Come, let's go to the market. We have to buy everything for you before you go to SHS.
Mommy, please, all that stress, going around the market and carrying heavy things. Oh, my friends will see me sweating like this. They have already registered for their EduPack. I don't want to be left out.
Registered for EduPack?
Yes, EduPack, a Ghana Education Service approved and supported initiative for all first years going to SHS by Prospectus Ghana Limited. Now you don't need to go to the market. All the trunk, mattress, pillow, and plastic chop box are already waiting for your child at school.
Daddy, so what do we do?
We shall register you by dialing *713*821#, following the prompts. Or you can visit www.edupackgh.com and tap register. You can also register at any ADB branch near you at a very affordable price. EduPack, approved and supported by GES.
My guy, when I hear the engine make that vroom, it they drive me crazy.
Oh no, bro. This is my love language with physical tattoo. I mean, touching the smooth car leather seat. Correct sound system. AC freezing me like sachet water. Now me just have it with my passenger princess.
Charlie, that be why we can't miss the Absa Auto Fair. You fit test drive and Absa Bank get affordable finance options to help you own your dream car.
Yeah.
Join us for the Absa Auto Fair on Saturday 22nd and Sunday 23rd August at Good Park, Accra Mall. Come for affordable finance options from Absa Bank, special discounts and offers from your favorite automobile brands, plus insurance and auto accessory exhibitors. Want to showcase your brand? WhatsApp 0541 361 237 to book your exhibition space today. The Absa Auto Fair is powered by Absa Bank in partnership with Citi FM and Holland Insurance. The Absa Auto Fair is calling. Will you answer?
Join the conversation on the City Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/City97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/City973, and Instagram at instagram.com/City973 with the hashtag CityCBS.
The Money Matters segment is brought to you by Petra. Petra, achieve more.
Welcome to the Money Matters segment with Petra. This is probably the biggest myth of all. People in their 30s think retirement is far. People in their 40s think there's still time. Then suddenly, retirement is around the corner. Time moves quietly, and the best moment to take retirement seriously is before urgency arrives. The free pension health check helps you evaluate the health of your pension. So book a session by visiting our website today at www.petraonline.com. Petra, achieve more.
The Money Matters segment was brought to you by Petra. Petra, achieve more.
Unleashing the power of relevant radio. This is City 97.3.
City 97.3.
Accra.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Those kids were fast as lightning. but they fought with expert timing. There were funky Chinamen from funky Chinatown. They were chopping them up, they were chopping them down. It's an ancient Chinese art, and everybody knew their part. From a fainting to a slip, and a kicking from the hip, everybody was kung fu fighting. Those kids were fast as lightning. In fact, it was a little bit frightening. Yeah, but they fought with expert timing. There was Funky Billy Chin and Little Sammy Chung. He said, "Here comes the big boss. Let's get it on." We took the bow and made a stand. Started swaying with the hand. Sudden motion made me skip. Now we're into a brand new trip. Everybody was kung fu fighting. Those kids were fast as lightning. In fact, it was a little bit frightening. But they did it with expert timing. Oh yeah.
7:38. It's Monday morning. And a happy birthday to Dr. Simon K. Bedu, a neurosurgeon at the Bank Hospital Cantonment. God's total blessings on your special birthday from Auntie Hilda. Happy birthday to Auntie Augusta Nimaku Boatin, aka Akushika. You live in Italy. This is from your siblings in the US and Ghana, especially Hiniri Erama Papebi. Your beautiful children Julio, Fidel, and Age Man. Much love to Auntie Augusta Nimaku Boatin. Good morning, I want to express my deepest condolences to the family of the late Alhaji Seidu, former Director of Procurement at the Ministry of Roads and Highways, who passed on and was buried yesterday in Islamic norms. May God continue to comfort the family at this difficult moment, and may the soul of Alhaji rest in peace. Coming from Isaac J. Kwachi to the family of the late Alhaji Seidu, former Director of Procurement, Ministry of Roads and Highways. Happy birthday to Dr. Mrs. Benis Asama of Omni Basic Bank Head Office Division. God richly bless you. We love you and are grateful to have you in our lives. From Anita, Ao, Kwesi, and Ajua.
So Jojo Bediako says, happy birthday to Dr. Simon K. Bedu, who is a neurosurgeon at the Bank Hospital in Cantonment here in Accra. And it says, God's total blessings on this special day of yours. It's coming in from your Auntie Hilda.
Well, I just did that.
Oh, you did that?
You are clearly not paying attention.
Okay. You know, sometimes we're here, but...
you are not here. Things happening. I've caught you.
I'll take the phone.
Well, if you do business with China, you know that making payments isn't always straightforward. For importers, every delay could hold up shipments and slow down sales. Individuals paying school fees, medical expenses, or supporting loved ones in China, the process can be longer and more complicated than it needs to be. Stanbic Bank, in partnership with the Industrial Commercial Bank of China, has introduced CIPS or SIPS, a faster, secure, and cheaper way to make payments to China. With SIPS, you can pay in Ghana cedis while the recipient collects in Chinese yuan directly. This way, you save money and time. Trade with China, pay faster. Visit your nearest Stanbic Bank branch or speak to your relationship manager today. Talk to us on 0302 815 789. Yamvita Infant Cereal is making feeding time easy and enriched with 16 essential vitamins and minerals. You only need to add previously boiled water. There are 3 exciting variants: wheat, rice, and maize, for a price of just 5 cedi 50 pesos. The value is real. This is real value for money. Affordable, nutritious, and convenient. Yamvita, good nutrition for a strong start. And did you know that the mattress you sleep on can affect your health, comfort, and productivity? Today, I asked somebody, do you know the value of a good night's sleep? and he agreed that a good night's sleep is worth everything. That's why you need to choose carefully the mattress you buy. Latex Foam has been Ghana's trusted mattress brand for almost 60 years, providing certified quality and unmatched comfort. Call us on 0302-231-155 or come to any of our showrooms or go online to latexfoamghana.com for more information.
Morning to Nanaya Ampemdako.
He's a big man.
Yeah, he's a big man. But yeah.
But he's with a different company.
Yeah,
So
I know. I know.
Yeah.
I'm just saying good morning to him.
You are reminding him of his obligation.
And give your business the competitive edge it deserves at Dawa Industrial Zone, a world-class industrial park spread across over 2,000 acres of prime industrial land with modern infrastructure, strategic connectivity, and a thriving ecosystem of manufacturers, heavy industries, automotive industries, textile production businesses, logistics companies, and food or agro-processing enterprises within a well-segmented industrial zone. Dawa Industrial Zone is the ideal destination for growth and expansion. Position your business for success in one of West Africa's fastest growing industrial hubs. 055 20 40,000 is the number to call today. www.diz-ghana.com is our website. Dawa Industrial Zone, where industry thrives. So for all of you in construction, mining, manufacturing, or oil and gas, you do know that premium boats, nuts, washers, anchor boats, stud boats, U-boats, and more are very, very key to your business. And if you're looking for premium ones, manufactured here in Ghana, made stronger, made faster, talk to 7-Eleven Baseline Boats and Nuts. They also provide coating and surface treatment. So call them now on 0557 126 501. 7-Eleven Baseline Boats and Nuts, made in Ghana, made faster, made stronger. Are you looking for a world-class university experience for your child right here in Ghana? Lancaster University Ghana is the only British branch campus in sub-Saharan Africa, offering students the same prestigious Lancaster University degree awarded in the UK, with a 90% graduate employment rate within 6 months of graduation. Your child gets a head start in today's competitive global market. Students can choose from programs in business, law, computer science, economics, marketing, international relations, and more, all in a modern campus environment designed for success. Applications are open. Visit lancaster.edu.gh/ or call 0209 607 008. Lancaster University, a global degree at your doorstep. So now imagine securing directly from the heart of manufacturing and trade. Consolidated Bank Ghana Limited is thrilled to announce the third international trade trip to China, an exclusive trip designed just for you to Guangzhou and Yiwu. Girlfriend, did I get that right? And it's happening.
Let me see. Guangzhou.
Yes,
That's
Guangzhou.
the first I've seen the Guangzhou.
The second is YIWU.
I can't see, it's too far away.
Sure.
Yeah, I don't see the tone, so we just go with the U.
Yes, Yiwu. So let's go to Guangzhou and Yiwu for a international trade trip. It's happening from the 4th to the 20th of October 2026. You get the opportunity to explore the Chinese market, network with suppliers, discover innovative products that can elevate your business. Now enjoy easy access to various sectors with professional translators at your service to bridge any communication gap. There will be orientation to the Chinese markets, factories, market visits, and valuable connections that could transform your business strategy. So don't miss out this chance to expand your horizons. For inquiries and registration, call Rosemary on 0243 80 35 96. Together, let's make your business dreams a reality. CBG, we stand with you.
sexy thing, you. I believe in miracles. Since you came along, you sexy thing. Where did you come from, baby? How did you know I needed you? How did you know I needed you so badly? How did you know I'd give my heart gladly? Yesterday, I was one of the lonely people.
All right, so there are a number of things we need to talk about. So many comments have been sent to us on local matters that need to be discussed. But I just wanted to highlight a story that came last week, Thursday, August 6th. And this is from the United States Attorney General's office. And indeed, it's become a big story in Ghana. The former Goldman Sachs investment banker convicted of foreign bribery and money laundering. And this is really a Ghana case because Kweku Asante Beku has been convicted for paying more than $1 million in bribes related to the development of a power plant in Ghana, the AXA project. And this was 2015 when Ghana had doomsaw and the government needed emergency power. And the details of the case we'll go through later on. And there is mounting pressure on government of Ghana to do their side of the work because for every bribe payer, there's a bribe recipient. And what the Americans have done is to go through a painstaking indictment process to convict the man for paying those bribes. Initially, there was a work done at the company level, which was followed up by the DOJ's own investigation, proving, at least to the jury beyond reasonable doubt, or to the person who listened to the case, I don't know if it's a jury or a judge, that indeed Asante had paid bribes of about $1 million. A jury to Ghanaian officials. Okay. Now, this is a country that talks a lot about corruption. This is a country that likes the world to believe that it is interested in good governance. This is a country that every time we read a budget, we talk about paying money to anti-corruption agencies. All right. So and then this is a country whose OSP is saying that they provided evidentiary and support to the Americans in arriving at this conviction. So the question to Ghanaian state institutions, the Attorney General's Department, the OSP, the Shraj, and all these bodies is, have they taken due notice of the Asante Kweku Beku conviction? Do they have access to the information contained in the indictment and the evidence that led to the conviction? The Attorney General's deputy has written a post on his Facebook page suggesting that the Attorney General's Department is investigating the matter. Now, anti-corruption forces are asking for the same alacrity and clarity around this prosecution or this investigation, because you need to investigate before you prosecute. And you cannot prosecute on somebody else's investigation. So they should do their investigation. But clearly, there has to be pressure on the government of Ghana to do its side, particularly because this so-called bribe was not paid to one person. If you look at the initial reading of the indictment, it also reveals how countries take their laws seriously. Because if you read the summary, they talk about this person was convicted for violating, and then they quote the specific laws, corruption laws that have to do with American citizens and American companies. We have a lot of laws about corruption. It's very difficult to convict people here for corruption. Now that the Americans have done half of the job for us. Now, in the newspaper review, Sky's point was, in the history of these kinds of cases shows that the governments of Ghana, whichever party is in power, find it difficult or are reluctant to follow through. Okay. But be that as it may, this is a very important opportunity for Ghana to show it is serious with fighting corruption. Because I think you are the lawyers who say to us that law has no statute of something. You said offenses have
crime is not statute bad.
Something is what?
Crime is not statute bad.
So if you committed a crime 10 years ago, in fact, I've read cases where people have been convicted for crimes committed maybe 50 years ago, like war criminals and things, like 60 years ago, they are still made to face justice. So we will come to this as our main topic. And I also want Ghanaians to be interested, because one of the reasons why our fight against corruption has not worked is that public interest in corruption is also very limited. This is just a week after the Statistical Service released their report that 68% of Ghanaians who tried to access a public service were asked to pay a bribe. Okay, so we are victims of corruption, but we tend not to really take interest in following it through. And anytime we want to persecute it, we do it on a partisan basis. I think this is a very important bipartisan opportunity, because from the reading of the case, the people involved are supposedly from both sides of the house, and the person who has been convicted, he carried out activities within at least a government and another one. He was supposedly leading the deal for the company during the NDC period of 2015-2016. But he subsequently got appointed by the MPP government to be TOR MD. So clearly he has dealings with both sides. What does this mean for our state officials? All right. And the other question is, which state institutions should lead the investigation? So these are the issues. Is it IOCO? Is it the NIB? Is it the Attorney General's Department itself? I don't know. Which state institution? Because it's commercially, it's a bribery.
Bribery and corruption is hybrid of the given to the OSP to deal with under the OSP Act. So they are the people who deal with it. But because
from our side,
from our side.
Okay.
But because of the international nature of it, mutual legal assistance is in play, and as we have learned from recent history, it is the Attorney General in this case who would have to engage with the U.S. authorities while also working with the OSP to get some resolution on this particular matter. Because when it comes to mutual legal assistance in terms of how countries cooperate with each other in order to resolve criminal or civil matters of this kind, it is normally dealt with at the state executive level. And you saw the same problem with how they handled the Nana, what's the name, former finance minister. When the issues came up, how the Attorney General's department responded to it, the OSP's involvement and all of that. So that's the level we expect the engagement to be at. As to whether we will do it,
particularly when the OSP has also said they use some word, evidentiary and something support.
Yeah.
So clearly they have been tracking the case.
Yes.
So, but in the circumstances they face, maybe we'll come back to this. For me, there are two things that I want to pick up on: the issue of the strength of institutions in certain countries, and also the ability to track. Because if you read the indictment, it was the company the gentleman worked for that first raised the red flag, which even then was escalated to the DOJ. Right. So the fight against corruption will be strengthened when institutions are stronger with their own internal checks. Okay, so of course, Goldman Sachs is a globally recognized bank. They have a reputation to protect. And their processes were so scrupulous that even though the gentleman supposedly hit what he tried to do, after their audit, they were able to trace payments made. And also the fact that these payments, we don't know which system the payments were made through, but there's a system in which they're able to trace these transactions. Okay, we are very cash based in Ghana, and I think part of the reasons why bribery is difficult to prove is the fact that we are quite we are very analog and not digital. Because I think that the collective wisdom is that if you digitalize payments, you make it difficult for people to hide transactions. All right. So if Sky comes to my office with a bag of rice and he hides money under a bag of rice, nobody will know he brought me money. Okay. So I can take the rice home, and when I open the rice, there's money in the rice. Okay. It will be difficult to prove that he gave me the money. But if he sends that same amount of money to my mobile money account, or he pays me through my bank account, it's possible for people to check and say, how come you earn 2,000 cedis, but you receive 50,000 cedis and spent it 1 week? So even if you say you don't receive a bribe, where did the 50,000 come from? Do you get it? But you can bring me a sack of money in rice. I'll go and pay it as for somebody to give me land, and there's no way I can trace it. So what I'm trying to say is that the Americans are better at this, not just because they are better people, they are better institutions, and they also have systems they put in place to make it difficult for you to hide when you do the wrong thing. Okay, and I feel like if you look at the way last week Godfrey was talking about going to a fuel station. Think about it. He wants to pay Momo to a fuel station attendant. You would think the fuel station attendant should be grateful and say, Godfrey, thank you for making my life easy. The owner should say, Godfrey, you are the kind of customer we want. Because now we will know how much comes in every minute. Do you get it? So I can even trace what time of the day I get more fuel. Because if you pay cash, they may not even record it properly. But the system has been built to punish you for trying to actually put the money through the digital system. And I feel like if we don't confront at the very basic level, getting to even the ability to convict people on corruption will be difficult, because the brown envelope syndrome persists, where people are putting monies in exam slips, supposedly for people to mark. Because if all payments were digital, you can call for the Momo records of the invigilator.
Yeah.
So it's a much deeper issue, and we'll come to the main discussion. But I feel like we need to even discuss how we are so laissez with money issues.
Yeah, we have the Stockholm syndrome.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is that?
Basically, we like our abusers. We are sympathetic towards them. That is us. You see, this weekend, Sunday, I was on my morning walk, and then I decided to pass by my Wachi seller's place, to pick up something small, to refuel. As soon as I got the big red sign, we no longer take Momo payment. I was like, you don't take Momo payment today.
They no longer take.
Yes, she used to. Now she doesn't. So I asked why. She said, we don't want to pay charges. I was like, we don't want to pay charges how? Because when I buy Wachi and I'm paying,
the seller doesn't want to pay charges.
No, we don't want to add her charges.
You, the people.
Yes, we the customers don't want to add her charges. And I was like, but when I am paying, I buy the Wachi and it's 30 cedis, and I conduct my business via Momo, they take charges from me.
So why should I pay charges?
So why should I pay your charges in addition? And
because you pay her 30 cedis.
30 cedis. Pe. That is the set price.
And that's the cost of the food.
Of the cost of the food. So why should I pay extra?
So you pay charges to the company for sending money, and now you pay charges to her for collecting the money.
And who sets those charges? Because they are arbitrary.
It's only charges near here.
Exactly. Like, so for my 30 cedis, how much do you want me to add? Should I add 1 cedi?
So she's not going to take Momo again for her Wachi.
She doesn't take Momo again for her Wachi. So I put this on my Twitter timeline. Haloski. Like 90% of the people said she's right, I'm wrong.
Oh, and yeah,
people are like, she's right, I'm wrong.
That you should be charged for sending money, and also be charged by the recipient for paying her in Momo.
That she is in the right and I am in the wrong for saying, why should I pay? Because and the retort basically was, well, if you don't want to pay, bring cash. I can read several of the comments to you.
Then the Momo people are like, we have a lot of work to do, pal.
Yeah. So
the people say you are wrong because if you don't want to pay her charges, bring cash.
Yes.
But aren't you saving her security wise by paying the money digitally to her?
Because
if you give her the money in her pocket, somebody can come and snatch it from her bag.
Let me give you some of the responses. Why do you want her to bear the charges? She likes Momo only if you will take care of the charges. She's right. Have a bigger conversation. And then someone says, sometimes they are right. I don't know why it is so difficult for some people to just add only 50 pesos or 1 cedi for charges. And then I said only. Because you see, what the person didn't do was to scale up. If she has 200 people and everybody is adding 1 cedi, 1 cedi, 1 cedi, at the end of the day, 1 cedi multiplied by 200 years.
So she's making both Wachi profit and also digital profit.
You see, but you won't think about that. And then this one also says,
so basically your readers on Twitter disagree with your argument that paying Momo for Wache should not be at your expense.
Yes. You see, and
so why is that a big problem? Explain it now.
No, because nobody understands. We don't seem to understand the motive behind the introduction of Momo. And we've had this conversation where I've told you we've gotten stuck in our Momo journey because there's still a significant volume of, I need to look at the data carefully, but it seems like a lot of people just do cash out.
Yeah.
Cash out seems to be a big thing. And I don't think the general intent of entering into the digital finance space and the digital payment space was for people to do this ABCD and then end up at a Momo agent where you are withdrawing cash again. It's basically to create a system where everybody can make whatever payment without holding physical cash. But we seem to have grown to the point, to a certain point, and then just let it be, where cash out is the end game for us rather than just maximizing those, and perhaps also creating. And for this, we might need to ask the telcos and others, why are you unable to perhaps create solutions that do not inconvenience my Wache seller who thinks that I have to pay hair charges?
But in
addition,
the funny thing though, that even though your Wache seller is resisting, we read a story in the graphic business today that MTN's float,
yes, I heard,
is now number 2 in terms of deposits. So the sector has grown, notwithstanding the little pockets of resistance. So I feel like it is a trend that will eventually win. So whether your fuel seller is discouraging Momo payment or Wache seller is discouraging Momo payment, I think the overall trend is towards digital.
No, I think there's
a long way to go.
For the period that we've had this, we should have passed this threshold already.
Okay, so
we should have passed this already.
Maybe when we come back, we can discuss whether it's because of the law, because the law as
it is now,
what MTN has is not even considered a bank yet. You are supposed to pay to another bank. So maybe the incentive for keeping all of that within the ecosystem may be lower. I'm not sure, because you're saying that in Kenya people don't do cash out, the money stays within the system
and just rotates.
Here people seem to prefer to go and remove the cash. So the MTN is just like a small warehouse.
Yeah, but if you take a taxi, and say you pay via Momo, someone tell you don't take it, or you have to add charges. If you take Trotro, that one, if you take care, you have to come to punches.
Is it ignorance or wanting to beat the system? Are the people trying to beat the system, like the Uber driver who says he won't take Momo? What's the point of that?
In my opinion, it's both, because typically Ghanaians have a culture of ripping each other off, and it's not just. And I say this with the greatest of respect. It's not just limited to the Momo transactions. I think when you do the Momo transactions, and we had quite a similar conversation when we talked about the payment for petrol at fuel stations, and there was quite a conversation that ensued. I don't know if it was Godfrey's post, but all of us, especially Caleb, we chopped a lot of unpleasant language from some of the audience on social media. I think the point of the conversation that Godfrey raises, or is raising for the second time, the first time being the payment of your fuel with Momo, etc., and this subsequent one about the Wache, is not necessarily to insult anybody or throw dust in anybody's eyes, deceive them, but it's essentially for public education, for us to understand how the Momo works and the rules around Momo. I don't think this is sanctioned by the telcos or the Bank of Ghana, that if you're paying for something that its advertised cost is 50 Ghana cedis, you are being asked to pay an arbitrary 2 Ghana cedis for the convenience of the Momo of the vendor, who we don't know for sure if they're going to do a cash out. Do you get it? If you were going to do a cash out, that's a separate matter. In any case, I would want to find out why the telcos are allowing vendors to be using personal Momo
Very good question.
instead of
Momo
the merchant. Okay, because that should be the approach, and for taxation purposes.
Should it not be the Wache seller who registers? Because if you have a number and you start selling Wache, if you don't tell MTN that you are now a Wache seller, they would still treat your inflows as money coming to you. So it behoves on you to say to MTN that, look, now I'm doing Wache. Now, if I opt for a merchant SIM, or if you register for Momo Pay, then your charges as a seller is lower. Do you understand? Because I think the problem with what Sarah is facing is that she's a business using a personal number, and then she feels that what a business needs to do, the personal number will cheat her. So she should go and register for Momo Pay so that Godfred will use Momo Pay to pay. And in that instance, she loses less.
So that's why the answer to your question was that it is both a matter of ignorance and also a matter of making a quick buck from your clients. I think that usually when there's an expectation of a certain sincerity with information, Ghanaians are not very, we sort of provide less information in the belief that we'll be protecting ourselves or protecting our pockets. And so the regulator and the telcos also have to do more in order to find out the exact purposes, because you have so many people's personal numbers registered as business accounts. We need to investigate that and we need to appreciate that. But in the meantime, these charges are arbitrary, and I don't think that it is right
to insist that people should add charges.
To insist that people are charged.
This is the City Breakfast Show. It's 7 minutes past 8. Let's just jump into tech and social media trends. We've sort of set the agenda for Edwin, who's here with the segment. Edwin, welcome.
Thank you very much, Bernard. Good morning to everyone. Let me start off with a worrying story that was trending over the weekend. I think the initial video came out on Friday, but over the weekend, people have been talking very extensively about it. It was a video of an alleged Muslim cleric called Sheikh Masood Abdullahi, who said that anyone who insults the Prophet Muhammad should be beheaded. Those were his comments, and obviously it's not gone down well with anyone at all. Even Muslim groups have come out to condemn his comments, saying that this is not a reflection of Islam or Prophet Muhammad, actually. And it sparked a conversation online, very worrying conversation, which led to Christians trending, Islam trending, Muslims trending, Prophet Muhammad trending, Jesus trending, because people were trying to bring in the religious leaders and how they would feel about other religions and the comments made by other religions and acts of other religions. So
people, that's an incitement to violence.
Exactly. And terrible conversation. There were some worrying comments, as I said, online, but I think largely everyone recognizes that Ghana is for everyone and no one should be disadvantaged or discriminated against. That was the main comments online.
All right, what else?
So we move on to another issue that started on Friday, but over the weekend gained traction, the ministerial reshuffle that we saw, which has filled a couple
It's a mini reshuffle.
Which has filled a couple of vacant ministerial positions, including the Defense Ministry, which is now being headed by Kenneth Gilbert Ejay, and the Ministry of Environment, Science and Technology, now headed by Zaneto Ajiman Rollins, the MP for Clote Koli. Yes. So those two ministries have finally been filled. Obviously, they were vacant because of the unfortunate passing of Dr. Edward Omani Boama and Murtala Mohammed, and that's a helicopter.
I think there were 8 people in all.
There were 8 people,
of course, but 2 of them being
yes. Okay, so also trending was Mahama Yariga, who can we say used to be the majority leader. He was nominated for the position of Minister for Local Government, Chieftaincy and
Religious. I know some people who would be happy.
Affairs, but also he's going to be placed as majority leader, which a lot of people online are very surprised by.
No, but Minister of Local, ask you know, people don't understand the architecture of governance. A majority leader is not as powerful in a government with a big majority as a minority leader is in an opposition party. That's number one. Number two, a Minister of Local Government, at least based on the discussions on this radio program, is probably, after the finance ministry, the most important ministry in Ghana. It's possibly the ministry we talk about most on this show.
But I don't think it's simply based on our conversation. It's based on the governance structure that we run. And I've taken the shade.
I haven't mentioned anybody's name. I haven't mentioned
this shade is mine. It's okay.
Somebody I met in town was talking to me about this matter. No. So later on we can talk about it. But I feel like the local government ministry is so crucial. So if you move a majority leader to become a local government minister, I don't even think it's a demotion. I think it's a very serious. I know. Only somebody who doesn't understand our politics will say that it's a demotion.
But that's the conversation that's going on online. That's
local government minister. Kojo Manredu, their voice. Stop. Look, it's a very critical. Even look at 90% of the topics we discuss is local governance. If the minister is serious and on point, he will set the tone. So they shouldn't even go there.
Okay. Congratulations to the majority leader.
So now he's going to be. He has to listen very carefully.
Mahama.
It's our interest.
Yes.
We are very interested in local.
His name will come up a lot on this show.
Yes.
He often listens to the program.
Oh yeah, he's a very ardent listener. So he gives jibes here and there. We also,
Will he be vetted?
Yes, he'll be vetted.
But the tradition is that he's very short vetting.
Which is
they should vet him. He can be. They should vet him. They should vet him.
He's cosmetic.
But we want to know his mind for some things. It's not about his ability. You see, we want to know if vetting is a good platform to know his thoughts on some issues.
He needs the public to know that he knows what he's about.
Exactly.
He needs to be vetted. In fact, he should beg
so that he will be vetted
thoroughly.
Now to the MMDC that this guy is not joking. Because if they don't vet, it's like then he's coming to do business as usual.
But I think maybe perhaps what will be different is that, and looking at his career, his political career, he will engage, and which is something he's been doing in the past. He will engage the media more, present himself to answer questions, and when there are issues, he will communicate with the public. I think we look forward to that.
I mean, in terms of his media profile appeal, he's a very he's a solid guy. I mean, his human relations solid. Throughout his years as spokesperson for Mills and minister and that administration,
and he was also minister for environment at some point.
Exactly,
Sports minister.
Yeah, and as majority leader, I mean, his relations fantastic.
So
local government is
it's an interesting place.
It's a horse of a different color. All the issues there.
So back to you.
Yeah. So I just wanted to say that usually, as you said, leaders in parliament are given preferential treatment. But now that he's not a leader, maybe we'll see a thorough vetting process. But let's move on to some sports news. And unfortunately, the Black Queens are out of the WAFCON. Yeah, high hopes for them, but
it was the lack of rest.
Yeah,
that extra day.
Yeah,
the Malawians
which the head coach spoke about before the game. That it was a quick turnaround from the other match to this one.
So. But why don't they make it equal? It should be equal.
You can't have that.
Why not?
With TV viewing, you see,
the schedules have already been.
No, you can't play all the matches on the same day. People have to have. So we just happen to be in the.
They should try and play the same day because it disadvantages other people.
Well, it's devastating, but I think that they did well. They showed a good performance, and we wish them. So what happens now?
So
they're coming home.
No, they are out of the competition, but they still have a chance to qualify for the World Cup. So they play the Côte d'Ivoire on the 13th, which is Thursday, for a place in the World Cup.
Like a knockout to the World Cup.
So then we wish them all the best in that particular game. We hope that they win so that they can get a qualification.
What's pained me is that this year the path to victory was very open because Nigeria is out and South Africa is out, previous winners. So Morocco and Cameroon is looking strong. They beat us by a long goal. So I was feeling that if we had qualified, we could have won this tournament because for many years we were second to Nigeria. So it's really sad that they had to lose this way.
It is. To tech news, I wanted to continue from where you left off on the Momo conversation, but let me just bring you something else. I'm sure you talk about the Momo later. MySpace, and I don't know how many people here have. They are not. They were taken down a number of years ago, but the owners are looking at reviving MySpace.
What about Hi-Fi?
So they feel that a lot of social media has become very artificial with the filters. So they want to bring back capitalize on the nostalgia elements of MySpace. And a lot of creators are pretty happy about it. Lots of creators with very big followings want to jump on the MySpace stream. So the owners say it will be brought back. They haven't given a time or date yet, but MySpace.
But I
will
wonder
be coming back.
what they'll do differently.
What they're offering.
I was on High Five, and the idea then in early Facebook days, Sky, be careful. the early days Facebook, all of those things were fun moments, and a platform where we could reconnect with long lost friends from high school, and suddenly Facebook, social media has become a nasty public space for fighting all sorts of
crazy.
The language, especially Twitter. I'm very interested in this, and I wonder what they will do differently so we don't get depart from the make believe
and I have a research
and the
topic
negativity
for whoever is interested. How a country's Facebook discourses, what it reveals about their national culture and their national ethos. Because I feel like you can glean the choice of words. You can put all of maybe the top 100 words in Ghanaian Facebook debates, and you can glean a certain national character from it. I think it's very critical, particularly Facebook, because Facebook is almost like the public square for this, particularly the comment sections. It will reveal a lot about the way we think and what is important to us.
However,
or our elite more.
However, and this is something I did my master's in political communication on social media. There are many and increasing rented voices.
Correct.
So that may not
be so
across
organic.
politics, across business. So that may not be so organic and representative of the national character. That's just
But
my
as a
caveat.
researcher, what you could do to the student is
finish my research.
To help the student deal with those. There's a way you can deal with that to still get an organic view, because you are trying to compare across countries. For example, you take Ghanaian Facebook, Nigerian Facebook, and you take South Africa Facebook, and you want to analyze how they discuss politics or sports. All those countries also have rented voices.
Yeah.
So there are certain things you can do to still have a comparator.
Well, I think the monetization of these platforms has changed the conversation because people are now doing engagement baiting, click baiting, because they know that more engagement means more fans. More
But it still
revenue for
reveals
you.
your mind. See, what I'm trying to look for is not just the pure comment of the Ghanaian.
Okay.
Everything put together still reveals something about you.
Yes.
That's what I'm trying to say. That you
Yes.
can, because we discuss many things, and we are realizing increasingly that our national psyche, our value system is at the bane of our underdevelopment. All right. So here we are talking about corruption and why in a country, 8 years after somebody paid bribes, the system has made sure that he's accounting for it. And here we have to keep shouting and talking before even some little is done. Clearly, it's not because we don't have laws. It's because our national psyche is not. We are not amenable to openness and accountability. We are interested in covering the debt. So we say, don't wash your dirty linen in public. That proverb is very deep, and it reveals deeply our lack of interest in truth. And we crowd it around tradition and proverbs. Don't wash your dirty linen in public, saying, so that it should be dirty and kill you. Don't you, the germs can kill you. You get it? I mean, there's a wisdom to that.
I think that was.
But what I'm saying is that
It has nothing to do with the
it's misapplied in our public discourse, and it reveals why it's very difficult for people who want to. Okay, let me ask you a question. Imagine if there was one person who refused the Asante Beko bribe. Would that person be celebrated by Ghanaians? Will he even be honored?
The conversation.
Imagine if
all that money.
8 years later, it was revealed that of all the officials in the chain, one person lost his job for not taking that bribe.
He'll be seen as the fool.
That's my point. Now, how do you legislate against that? You can't. That's not a legislative issue. It is a values issue, and that values is revealed even the way we talk, how we even discuss things on social media. So let the rented thing be added, but the research you should do it.
But just on the part that you're talking about, we also don't reward doing good in as much as we've reached a stage where we don't necessarily punish wrongdoing. We also don't reward doing good. And that tilts the character or the desire to do good. It tilts most people to, switch to doing what is wrong anyway, because you will be rewarded for that.
That's it for tech and social media trends.
If I become a millionaire, I will put a huge billboard right next to my ex's house saying, look at me now, I hate it.
As for me, I'm quitting my job in style. Mr. Ma hates it.
Telecel is making millionaires this season. Not one, not two, but 3 millionaires. Each month, one lucky Telecel customer wins 1 million Ghana cedis for the next 3 months in the Telecel Ma hates it promo. Plus, you still get to win 20,000 Ghana cedis weekly, and 100 Ghana cedis daily. Bundle 10 Ghana cedis, airtime or data. Top up your Telecel cash wallet or your fixed broadband to stand a chance of winning. Visit the Telecel Play app or dial *500# to opt in for free into the Telecel Ma hates it promo.
Telecel, connecting energies.
This promo is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas Lottery platform.
Stand big bank, experience more.
Doing business, making payments, supporting loved ones in China should bring peace of mind. Not waiting. Waiting for your supplier to confirm payment. Waiting for school fees to arrive. Waiting. Introducing SIPS by Stanbic in partnership with ICBC. A faster, simpler way to send and receive money directly between Ghana and China. Pay in Ghana cedis while your recipient receives Chinese yuan and vice versa. With SIPS by Stanbic, you enjoy faster payment confirmation and greater certainty every step of the way. Visit stanbicbank.com.gh/SIPS for more. Stanbic Bank, we are your bank, connected to China. Stanbic Bank, driving Ghana's growth.
Live your dream now at Eden Heights. Move into our beautifully finished and ready to move in 3 and 4 bedroom apartment or penthouses thoughtfully designed for modern living today. Enjoy the serenity of a secure gated community with a fully equipped sports complex, landscape surroundings, ample parking, 24-hour security, reliable backup utilities, and convenient access to shopping, entertainment, and everyday essentials. With up to 3 years interest-free payment plans and mortgage financing options available, owning your dream home has never been easier. And here's the good news. Pay 50% or more and move in today. Book a viewing now on 0501 531 444 or 445 and on our website at www.edenheights.com.gh. Eden Heights, the heights of modern living.
Back a day, Cowbank just credited my account with 5,000 Ghana cedis.
Wait, how?
You know the Cowbank Back a day promo? I deposited 500 Ghana cedis and they picked me as the winner this month.
Just like that?
Just like that. And the big one for the grand finale, one person stands a chance of winning 100,000 Ghana cedis.
I need to move money into my Cowbank account right now.
Cowbank Back a day promo, fully active. Deposit 500 Ghana cedis or more into your Cowbank account and stand a chance of winning 5,000 Ghana cedis every month or 100,000 Ghana cedis in the grand draw. The more you deposit, the better your chances of winning. Promo runs from 1st August to 31st October. Cowbank, forward together. Terms and conditions apply. This campaign is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas platform.
Cowbank, forward together.
Great news! The Ungalicious Abinwaha promo has been extended to 15th August 2026. And now, participating is even easier. Simply submit
20 Onga powder promo sachet
or
20 Onga shrimp tablets promo wrappers
or a mix of the two, still making a total of 20. Submit
at any Onga redemption center near you and receive your scratch card. Scratch to review your unique code.
And dial
*713*27# and win instantly.
There's over 4 million worth of cash prizes to be won, including
cash prizes up to 200,000 Ghana cedis,
appliances, and many more. Promo now ends on 15th August 2026.
Terms and conditions apply.
This promo is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas Lottery platform.
This advert is FDA approved.
Cover everything will cover. You and all you love. Insurance covers your home, car, business, and assets. You and everything you love.
Hollard, we cover you.
Are you building your dream home, managing a construction project, running an electrical shop, or looking for a reliable electrical solutions for your business? Look no further than PPA Electricals. As an ISO 9001 and ISO 45001 certified company, we are committed to providing safe, reliable, and genuine electrical products that deliver efficiency. Our products are sourced directly from manufacturers, ensuring that every product you purchase is original, competitively priced, and dependable. From distribution boards, circuit breakers, contactors, changeovers, automatic voltage regulators, cables, drives, UPS systems, solar inverters, motion sensors, smart home components, and much more. PPA Electricals has the right solution for all your electrical needs. We have certified engineers ready on call. From install to support, we cover it all. Shop more, save more. Deals nationwide. Walk into any PPA brand or call us on 050-349-8181. PPA Electricals leads the way.
Tell us how you need that. Enterprise life, abla bumi yanko. Wash us and then if you be blame, why you be that? May you know, and I like a yanku brebo. Obisi ni ya breko. Obisi shianan konyo. Obisi odinetila. Also,
Yankum papa be a meshiano. Or remedy the sick cafiano. Enterprise life wants to share my world. It's to tell us how you want them. Tell us how you need them. Insurance to your doorstep. Your preference, your advantage. Tell us how you want them.
Enterprise Life. 25 years strong. Rooted in love. Driven by you. Defining the future together.
Enterprise, your advantage.
Unleashing the power of relevant radio. This is Citi 97.3.
It's 29 techno lovers. We have dropped the ultimate game changer, the all new Techno Camon Slim style statement, ultra sleek 6.4mm double curve design. It features an interactive mood light around the camera. Fully loaded advanced techno AI, bringing you mind-blowing tools like AI image to video generator, noise cancellation, and your own AI health coach. If you're ready for an upgrade, head to any techno exclusive store nationwide. You can buy one for your friend on their birthday. It's a working tool. It's a fantastic device. Zenith Bank says, stay alert. Shine your eye. When someone calls you claiming to be from Zenith Bank, please be very careful. They can sound professional, confident, and convincing. They may even ask you to confirm your account details to help resolve a supposed problem or secure your account. Remember, Zenith Bank will never ask for your PIN, password, or OTP over the phone, email, or any channel. If a caller asks for this information, do not share it. End the call immediately and contact Zenith Bank on 054 2000 111. Shine your eyes, spot the fraud, stop the fraud. The Ongalicious Have Been One promo has been extended to the end of this week. That's 15th August. Simply submit 20 Onga powder promo sachets or 20 Onga strip promo wrappers or a mix of the two and bring them to the redemption center. You receive a scratch card, scratch to reveal your unique code, and then you send the code via *713 *271 and win instantly. There's over 4 million CDs of prizes to be won, including 200,000 CDs, smart TVs, deep freezers, washing machines, and more. This promo is regulated by NLA on the Caritas Lottery platform. Admission to Valley View University is officially open. We go beyond academics to shape character. One of the first private universities in Ghana. We have courses including business administration, nursing, midwifery, mental health nursing, computer science, business information systems and IT, biomedical engineering, theology, education, development studies, communication studies, and agriculture. Call us on 030 70 10 260 or WhatsApp 030 70 51 149. We are at Uyibi. We also have a Kumasi and Techiman campus, Valley View University, where academics meet purpose. Caleb.
Right, so Cal Bank Abakade promo gives you the chance to win 5,000 Ghana cedis monthly or 100,000 Ghana cedis at the grand draw by depositing 500 cedis or more from August 1 to October 31 this year. 5 winners will receive 5,000 cedis cash every month, and one active customer wins 100,000 Ghana cedis cash in the grand draw. Deposit 500 cedis or more and stay fully active. The more you deposit, the better your chances of winning. Promo runs from the 1st of this month to the 31st of October. Don't forget that. Use the CalBank app or use USSD via mobile money to deposit money or visit any CalBank branch or agent. You can also use any cash accepting ATM. CalBank, forward together. To all women in cashew processing, the Ghana Climate Innovation Center at Ashesi University is inviting you to apply for the GPSCPII Women's Agribusiness Incubation Program. This is your moment to grow your business, improve product quality, and reach bigger markets. Enjoy business incubation, technical and product development support, financial literacy and investment readiness, market access and export readiness support, climate smart production practices, and access to finance. Whether you roast, package, process cashew, or want to start fresh, this program is designed for you. Apply by the 14th of this month and take your business to the next level. Visit our website ghanacic.ashesi.edu.gh to apply. WhatsApp 054-813-1154 to find out more and apply. This project is funded by the Swiss government through the Swiss State Secretariat for Economic Affairs, jointly implemented by the Ghana Private Sector Competitiveness Program and Ashesi University's Ghana Climate Innovation Center. Your future in cashew starts here. Apply now. If you're planning for the future, that begins with the decisions you make today. Save and invest early with EDC to build wealth and retire comfortably. One clear sign of financial growth is when your money starts working for you through steady returns and long-term wealth creation. With EDC, you get professional fund management, flexible investment options, potential for higher returns, and financial security for retirement and future goals. Your financial independence is possible with EDC. Sign up today. Call 0302-610-400. Every dream has a home. Welcome to Heritage Christian University, located in Amasaman, behind the Olympic Stadium. Here, you are assured of value-driven education that prepares you for the world of work. Our students are challenged to turn ideas into businesses, and so admission is in progress for a wide range of undergraduate and graduate programs. 0547 777 731. Call us now. hcu.edu.gh is our website. Heritage Christian University, educating compassionate entrepreneurial leaders.
I want to say happy birthday to a very good friend of our program and of our station, the country and West Africa lead for CATS International, Apia Kusi Adomako, an economist turned lawyer who is a public policy advocate who works within the customer service, consumer interest space. Indeed, Apia is the kind of person we would have spoken to on this issue of fact charges. He's really, really interesting guy. I mean, he went to Prempeh College. He's one of the few good ones.
One of many.
You are allowing him to say that.
It's okay, one of
the few. You know, Godfred, every year after NSMQ, we know who can say what to who. So this year I have the right limited rights until the next one. Then you get it. So if they do better this year, he has the right to finish me. But Apia has done well. You know, in the space he operates.
Yeah.
West Africa Director for CATS International. They've been advocating for competition law. They've been advocating for consumer protection. Last week he raised issues about DVLA's charges. He's raised issue about a lot of the things PRC does. Does a lot of good research work, you know, and he's added his added to his economics degree law as well. So I think Apia has done a really great job. Let me
I have a message for you.
get some reactions to what you've been
Yes,
saying.
so somebody says this one and says a bit more perspective on the Momo conversation.
Tell me.
We need to scrutinize the numbers some more.
Okay.
But I reckon cashing out is not as prevalent as it used to be.
That's true.
The bigger issue for such small business people is that in their minds, every such CD they receive will also attract charges when they send money elsewhere, buying ingredients, supplies, etc. The education does need to be improved because, just as you said, they are actually getting a lot more money on each transaction based on the volume. Ironically, if they move that bulk money or cash out and it's more than 1,000 Ghana cedis, they only pay 20 Ghana cedis.
Can you repeat that last part? If they do it?
If they move that bulk money or cash out and it's more than 1,000 Ghana cedis,
You only pay 20
they only pay 20 Ghana cedis.
for regular,
yes,
or for business account.
Yes. Then he goes on. Meanwhile, to register for a merchant account, you need to have a business certificate. And we know how that goes in our dear country. So that might be the hindrance in your plan.
But stay there. You know, I think sometimes we worry ourselves in Ghana.
Okay.
Most people freely give data to MTN to set them up to have a Momo number.
Yes.
I'm not saying we don't need ORC. I'm not saying we don't need Registrar General. If a person can give you their home address and you give them a phone number to register a business, they have to change the approach. You get it? Because if you tell a watch seller to go and register a business and get business registration certificate, it sounds very big. Why don't you add business registration as an option to the offering MTN gives? So you can say, okay, MTN, you have 18 million subscribers or whatever number. Kakra has a Momo number and she says she's going to do a new business. There's an option for her to just, you get it?
Yeah.
And she can get a
Add one or
professional.
two.
Yeah, but come to my
Details.
office here. I don't want to go to ORC. I don't know you, but I know MTN. You see, so I know it's a private company, but sometimes we should use our problems to solve our problems. Most people have a Momo number. The process of registration, because if Atu really wants money and he doesn't want to tax it the way that like e-levy, there's still a more simple way. If a business is registered as a merchant, that service MTN provides is also a path for revenue collection.
Yeah.
You get it? And so I feel like sometimes our institutions are too siloed and they are not, I don't know how to put it. We have to be a bit flexible. Okay, we have to be a bit flexible. Now, a lot of people are saying that the merchant solution.
Just on that point, before you move to that, I think I agree with you that there needs to be a bit more synergy in among private and state institutions. But I think the ORC has some kind of improvement in terms of their digital applications.
No, correct.
You can register
Correct.
your company and pay the what do you call it, the whatever, on your phone, without necessarily
That's
having to go there.
That's
You can fill your forms, make the payments all in the comfort of your office or your home, and make the payments whether via Momo or through a bank transfer. I think they have that, but perhaps further is the synergy that you are pointing to. That I think there should be some conversation between MTN and ORC to see how, because many of these business people or these traders are in the informal sector, so that would be a good way to bring them.
And Kakra,
into,
you know, I even struggle when you say a person with a Momo number should not be considered being in an informal sector. Because when I started doing economics, when they say an informal sector business, they were basically saying that there was no way the system could account for what they did. Right? So informality meant Sky's mother is selling fish in the market. She goes for the fish using a trotro. She brings it, she sells it, and she receives cash. She doesn't even have a store. So she's not properly registered. So the state knows that X amount of fish is sold in the market, but I don't know how much Sky's mother is selling. But now with Momo, you can't say that she's an informal sector worker, which is why the reluctance to use Momo and this for charge discount thing for me is a problem, because you cannot manage what you can't measure. If Sky's mother in the market, and by the way, when you go to Kenya, her equivalent who sells you a bead
Still takes M-Pesa?
Still takes M-Pesa. So let's not say that it's like it's an old people issue. Her mother can say, Sky, doesn't when you want to send money to your mommy, you know your mommy they send. She understands it. And you'd be surprised that our mothers, they even keep a higher mobile flow than most of us. So you can have your mother can have a Momo account where she has a base of what she's keeping there. So even if she'll never go to zero. Because she knows that it's an account that holds her emergency funds. Okay, I'm saying that means that we know how much mana she's selling every week. So why is she still informal? She won't go to ORC.
ORC must go to her.
It's this guy's mother. For your mother. What does she need ORC for? Once she can go her fish and she can pay her son's grandchildren's send them Christmas present on mobile. Why should she go to ORC? So ORC should find a way of. So don't call her informal. Don't do that. Find a way of saying, okay, this woman who is spending, let's make it easier for her to want to receive her payment by Momo. So we could even say government for the first 3 years subsidize the Momo transactions. Tell her that anybody who takes certain amounts below a certain is free. You bring them in first. You understand? But I feel like we are not seeing the opportunity we are missing, and we are making this thing so difficult. Yeah. So now somebody wants to do the right thing, and by the way, people are stealing from their employers because of this. Yes. So employers it should be in the employer's interest to say everybody should buy it for Momo, but they are not interested. This cash thing, beyond the fact that it's expensive being printed, it's even dirty. You get it? Why on earth would you prefer, if you have a shop in the village, you prefer people to be giving cash to your person? Don't you want to know the back end, how much is coming in? So why are we? I think that it's a collective laziness. No, seriously.
But we need a lot more education on Sky. That's just before you come in. I think that just from what I said, I just think there's been a relaxation in that particular endeavor of educating people that this is what we are trying to achieve with this whole cashless space, and that we want you to be able to pay shorter, taxi, water, rent, all those things. People tend to think that this is operating at some high level. No, the rationale behind this is to create an economy where you can basically do everything without removing paper money or metal money, simply by typing in some codes on your phone and pay for everything. But we've reached the point now where it's like, okay, as for this type of business, we don't take it, but this type of business we do. And the reason why I was concerned, it just occurred to me, that based on what we were discussing last week, if you take a fuel station that is in the top 3 in this country, there is no way that enterprise should operate in a manner that allows its pump attendants to be collecting money on their personal Momo.
Never.
As a part of the chain that they operate. It should not be possible.
Yeah.
And some of these things, I think perhaps regulation.
Even hospitals are
might come in.
Gosh.
Okay, so we need to do this. So Sky, I don't know what your thoughts are.
Let's do comments. Bernard, in Kenya, even tips are given via Momo money. Mobile money. Godfrey is spot on. I work in a hospital and I don't understand why Momo payments are not available, but the person must make a cash out. What's the point of a cash society if we are always using cash out?
Yeah.
Yes, another one.
They should cancel that option.
Dear City team, I think Ghana isn't ready for cashless society. I once booked an Uber to deliver a document to a friend. I was out of the country somewhere in Europe, so I did it remotely. Everything worked so perfectly till that I paid. Everything worked perfectly that I paid with my card. Bernard, this rider didn't even follow the routine map by Uber, and when he arrived, he insisted that I have to pay again with cash because he doesn't even know where the money will come from. In fact, when he realized that I wasn't even in the country but managed to work remotely, he even worsened his understanding, eventually having to transfer another money to his rider and later request a refund. So yes, this Uber driver is what Kakra said. She wants to cheat the system.
Yeah.
That's the whole point. It's not because the Momo thing doesn't work. It's because people are not being made to use it.
Yeah.
And I think the GRA, the ORC, and MTN and Co must come together to work this out.
I mean, simple solution, Bernard. I say that number 4 option, they should remove it.
What's number 4 option?
Cash out.
But it's reduced though.
No, I'm saying you remove. You see, if you don't force us to do certain things, we will never make progress. And a lot of the places where this has worked well, it was forced.
But the other problem is that the reason
remove
force is that I'm now told that a lot of the POSs they charge the customer for the cost of the transaction. You see, what I'm saying is that we are conceptualizing digital payment as an inconvenience, and therefore we are punishing the payer.
Yeah.
What you should do is to say, look, when I'm in the UK and I go and buy food in Asda, if I take my own bag from the house, there's no charge. If I opt for paper bags, it's very cheap. If I opt for plastic, it's more expensive.
They'll kill you.
So they are saying that using plastic bag is anti-society, so you will pay more for it. Do you understand what I'm saying? Now, when I go and pay a barber, I shouldn't be charged for using the POS as a consumer. I should be rewarded for saying, by doing the right thing, we are encouraging you to use digital. If somebody pays cash, he should pay more.
Yeah.
Do you understand? You can only reduce cash if you punish people using it.
Exactly.
You can't increase digital by punishing people. So a lot of the companies are rather punishing the consumer, and because we are not detail oriented, we don't know that our money is being stolen.
Yeah.
You get it? So, and I think that the government should not be lazy on this. They should rather proactively say, if you pay with digital, it's subsidized, so that people will be encouraged to do this.
Yes, of course. I mean, that will call for some serious policy reform. The Bank of Ghana, working with the Ministry of Finance, and then also the Communications Ministry. A lot would also happen by way of education, as some of you have already stated, so that people understand exactly why it is safer to use the digital payment options as opposed to physical cash, which is prone to robbery and all of that. I admit, as someone who is in the space, that even in the digital realm, thieves and fraudsters and all kinds of people have found themselves there. But that is why systems are built to sometimes deal with things like this. And then also education will play a role in minimizing people's fears as to how they use these options. I think the proposal has to be that, as you stated, when you are being registered, the government says we are doing new registration. Perhaps in the course of this new registration, if we really are going ahead with it, there should be an option that indicates exactly what you do as a person. So that if, a woman somewhere in the village is a trader, that should be indicated. And as you said, there should be a way of getting that person into the tax net. Yeah. It may not be you charging the person by every transaction as a tax collector, but you can put, a levy that runs across. If all traders, fish sellers, blah, 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 maybe they earn 1,000 Ghana cedis a month. So 1,000 Ghana cedis, there's a flat levy which applies across the country, which is taken out and allocated to a dedicated account, transferred ultimately to the Ministry of Finance or the tax people, my accountant and all of that. So that everyone who says that he's doing one trade or the other is taken care of. So this informality that you were talking about and formalizing the people would happen. If I am a lawyer and my services are through a particular company, then that company necessarily or firm would have to be a merchant, account holder. You understand? So trying to think around it more rigorously is what we often fail to do. Yeah. Because the solutions are there. It allows for tracking. As you said, I mean, if I can monitor what is happening in the village by looking at the back end, the same way the Minister of Finance can tell how much money is being collected by way of Momo, across the country for services that because if you go into the system, they will ask you, what are you paying for? If it is transfer for fees, you indicate it there. But the problem is that we are not sitting down to do the proper thinking. It is possible. If we bring all those people into a common room, we can find a
lot of the data our government officials use is after the fact. But digital payments makes it easy for you to track it in real time.
Yeah, that's right.
Like, for example, last week they said they gave a 22 CD subsidy. They can easily trace which fuel stations got what. I mean, it's very easy to do it. once people recourse to digital payments, predictability and even financial intelligence improves for economic management purposes. So you're right. I think we need a multi-sector collaboration to do this. As we speak to you, with a Ghana card and a phone number, you can register a company. You get it? And most people have a Ghana card and a phone number.
Yeah.
You don't need anything else. A Ghana card and a phone number, because the Ghana card is tied to a lot of things, and your phone number. So, to be fair, the whole claim around informality is I think is almost overhyped.
No, you see, the reason the informality bit is very much alive is that a lot of the market women, they wouldn't even want to register as an enterprise. You are registering as an LBG, you are registered as a company or as an enterprise, in which case you alone are doing everything there with yourself and your kids. Sometimes may well be the case. A lot of the women selling fish in the market may not want to do that. So the way you bring them in is this brilliant suggestion that you made, that and I'm taking it further, let's include in the registration of our SIM cards, and almost everybody has a SIM card in this country these days, that okay, you are a trader. If you're a trader and the Ministry of Finance decides that okay, let's apply a flat rate of say 10 cedis every month, or maybe 5 Ghana cedis, or even 1 Ghana cedis, right? Imagine the number of market women who are receiving payments one way or the other, who will compare to receive payment one way or the other through the Momo. And when that happens, then you know that, okay, so and so amount of money went into, Kakra's account. She's a trader in Kantamanto market. And the flat rate is, say, 10 Ghana cedis or even 5 Ghana cedis. And it is deducted automatically every single month.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to go into the business of now computing how much he raised, how much came in by this and that, and then now trying to determine how much he should pay. Make it a flat rate. If we do it like that, it is possible to take it to the next level.
So please read some comments for me whilst you make your own comments, please.
Yes, just very quickly. When you register your Momo line as a merchant, the charges are different from, say, mine to you and yours to me and all that. So the question then is...
It's actually better.
Yes.
It's cheaper for a business to use a merchant or business number.
So then why... So the question will be, why aren't a lot of the business owners using the merchant? Is the registration process difficult that is making it so? Because what we learned from the people who are in charge of this system is that you can actually get the Momo merchant thing done for yourself in a day with your Ghana card and your business plan. And the question that someone asks is that for the watches seller Godfred went to buy from, how many of them will have business plans and all that?
And then there's something else. BOG has developed a payment platform called Ghana Pay. It doesn't charge users for any transaction they perform, but it appears it's not well promoted.
When they came here at some point to promote it, but you see,
that's all the money they have.
It's about just...
No, I think they run it through GIPS.
When you put out things like that and you are not pushing it in the face of everybody and using policy to drive it.
Listen to this one too. Good morning.
I want to add something, Bernard, quickly.
Yeah.
Look, beyond saying that go that way, we also have to admit that the infrastructure across the country is not backed by real policy in a way that is responsible. Sometimes these services go down and we don't know who to hold responsible.
Correct.
They say, the network no enye ejuma. Why does it happen? Is it because of reliable power or unreliable power? These are serious issues. Countries that are doing well in this tech space do have reliability in power supply, internet provision. All these things have got to run properly if we want to get into...
Last week, Monday, we discussed this topic and I got a message from somebody who's very knowledgeable in the area. So good morning, Bernard. Interesting discussion on payments at fuel stations. Surprisingly, many banks have deployed digital payment solutions for fuel stations, yet some attendants continue to operate outside the internet processes. Gulf, for example, has deployed GHQR across all its fuel stations, enabling customers to pay directly from any mobile money wallet or bank account in Ghana. This initiative is currently being extended to other fuel stations networks as well. What is surprising, however, is that many attendants still ask customers to transfer funds to their personal mobile money wallet. They then make the payment through the GHQR merchant account and retain the transaction charges. Unfortunately, that remains the reality on the ground. Beyond GHQR, banks have deployed several other digital payment channels for merchants, yet it is still common to find attendants asking customers to transfer funds to their personal wallets instead of using a merchant payment solution. So it goes back to education, people. The general public needs to be
educated
on this matter. Let me move
and I think the vendors also have to display the options for payment, because not many would know about this QR, GHQR that they talk about, and the attendants are not telling you. They're only giving you cash or POS or Momo.
And convenience must be simple.
Okay.
You know, I heard this whole business of you have to type in something, you know, prompt, you know, then something has to come up. You know, in other countries, you just tap the thing. So the engineers in the space, I believe that we have great engineering minds across the country. Haptel is there, Sesinam and his company. You know, all these guys are there. Deep brains, your man, Kofi Rankat Solution. All these big minds are there. It is possible to sit them down and say, look, this thing is too laborious. How can we cut it down to, say, 30 seconds?
Let's read some comments.
Okay, quick one. Bernard, good morning. My father passed and had a Momo and had 5,000 Ghana cedis in his Momo account. We were asked to go for a letter of administration when we had all the documentation for the cause of death and medical reports.
Well, that's the law, the legal position.
Good morning, City. Regarding the Momo charges, I think it's wrong to charge for withdrawals. That's the problem. So if I'm using my Momo for savings, I'll be charged for withdrawing my own money. As for the transfer charges, they are acceptable. Mark, they're not acceptable. Team City, good morning. Even with Ghana Water, when you are disconnected and want to pay your debt, either via Momo or cash, the connection team will ask for cash.
Why?
And I don't understand why. This is
and
Ghana Water, is that so?
And see, for me, the problem is that the heads of these institutions are not insisting that the right thing be done. Because why would a company staff
a state company?
Yeah, because majority of the time
the director of finance
they are unlikely to write
isn't interested in the director of finance isn't interested in people paying. Momo.
That's what you should do. Ideally, go online and do your.
Let me read this one, Bernard. Bernard, the truth is that our digital money orientation is more towards moving cash, more so than transacting business online. Yes, banks and ATMs have always had convoluted processes, and so mobile money bridges that gap of ease.
Beautiful.
Go to any vendor, and the majority of their business is cash in and cash out. The other issue is the eroded trust in these services due to fraud. To the average Ghanaian, the safest way to own a digital wallet is to deposit cash in it, use or send it quickly, and cash it out. Many people don't let money sit in their wallets for this specific reason. In truth, the MNOs have not put in enough effort to curb the many avenues fraudsters employ in their activities. The way we use digital wallets is a cash cow for the operators, so there's little incentive to drive behavioral change. Oh, Charlie.
This guy.
Charlie, he knows the thing. I must read this message again when I have time.
Save it for me. Yes. For another day.
Yes. Godfred, the truth is we just make all the noise about digitalization, but we haven't really put in the work.
Tell me.
The mobile networks have done well, but the country as a whole hasn't grown the economy well enough to make your suggestion work.
True.
The unfortunate thing is that the Wache lives in a large cash-based economy. If you pay Momo to her, she will most definitely have to cash out to be able to buy her beans and other ingredients.
Why?
Hence, her decision to impose those charges on you. Maybe it is education or government policy, but Nigeria has really done well with their POS system. I noticed even the average coffee broke-man seller has a POS system and also accepts bank payments without any stress. This is Pa Willie from Ashaliboche.
Thank you, Pa Willie.
Good morning, team.
Morning.
Our digital transactions are mostly limited to cash out mode because a large portion of Ghanaians are in survival mode. Every little money seems like a lot. I saw a grown man walking from one shop to another 15 minutes away because of 1 Ghana cedis in price difference. This is George from Airport City.
For no gives, more money chance.
Good morning, City.
Morning.
That has become the norm. Please add charges.
Annoying.
MTN app has a system that calculates the exact charge for every transaction if you wish to add charges. There's a lot of education that needs to be done. Good morning, Bernard. What Godfred is saying is really annoying.
It's true.
It's not just the Momo vendors or food sellers. Even when you go to Melcom or other shopping malls, the same thing happens. When they use the POS to deduct money from your Momo account, charges are often deducted directly from the source. Why should it be like that? If the customer is already paying for the goods or service, why should they also bear an additional charge simply because the payment is made through Momo or POS? Sky Blavo from Ashoreman Estate.
Which ministry should take a lead on this?
Uncle Ato is listening. Uncle Ato, do something.
No, is it him or Samuel George's people?
No, so it has to be a collaboration between the Bank of Ghana, the finance ministry, the communications
Those
ministry,
three. Okay.
and then the Ministry of Information, which is no longer alive.
By the way, do they have a joint standing working group? They should. Because
Maybe
if
at that
you look at mobile payments,
Mhm.
the technology side is the Ministry of Tech.
Mhm.
The money licensing side is the Ministry BOG,
yeah.
and then of course the tax side is GRA
Yes,
and Ministry of Finance.
Finance,
So
yes.
I'm not a government architect, but there definitely should be a standing working committee of the three to discuss such issues.
Yeah.
If you keep charging me for POS, I won't use it,
Mhm.
and it defeats your overall objective of a digital economy. So, Mr. Samuel George, please call the governor and the finance minister
and chat
and start a conversation on this. And trust me, you can actually raise government revenue.
So much money.
And you can reduce corruption. There's a lot you can do with this.
Yeah,
So
we are
please.
getting to that matter of reducing corruption.
you can
through
reduce
this
corruption.
in a second. Bernard,
yes.
James from Mustu says good morning to you.
Morning.
Bernard, it is not that.
What is it?
Ghanaians are just interested in carrying cash around.
For what reason?
It is because the system has made digital transactions a bit more expensive.
That's true. Yeah.
This is the scenario. My banks charge me monthly for e-services. But anytime I do transactions from my bank account to Momo wallet, including my own mobile number, I am still charged 1%.
Look at that.
Then when I use same money to pay for services, I am charged another 2%.
Oh, and banks.
Why should I be charged for transferring money from my bank account to my own Momo wallet in the first place?
Oh,
that is why I would prefer walking to the bank or withdrawing with my ATM card and purchase with cash, saving myself the duplicated token charges. If we are interested in really digitalizing our transaction system, it must first be a cheaper alternative. The security or safety conversation will be secondary to the Ghanaian if it is not a cheaper alternative.
I just want to add this one that says business registration process is not available online. Someone is complaining. It is still done manually. I visited their website very many times looking for an online registration form, but I haven't been able to find one. I also called the office and I was informed that I need to go to the office in person to complete the registration process. And this one is coming in from Tony, who says payment of services at VFS, where we do the visa and related matters, is more expensive when you pay with POS than in cash.
Let me read some more comments. Oh no, let me move.
Move on.
So this story came to public notice August 6, 2026. So this is Thursday. And I like to read the press release that the Department of Justice itself put out. It has no coloration. Defendant Asante Kwekubeku paid more than $1 million in bribes related to the development of a power plant in Ghana, Brooklyn, New York. Asante Kwekubeku, a dual citizen of the United States and Ghana, was convicted today by a federal jury in Brooklyn on all counts of an indictment charging conspiracy to violate the Foreign Corrupt Practices Act, FCPA, violating the FCPA, and money laundering, conspiracy for paying bribes to Ghanaian government officials in connection with the development of power plant in Ghana. The verdict followed a 9-day trial before the U.S. Judge Diane Gujarati. When sentenced, Beku faces up to 30 years in prison. Beku was ordered remanded pending sentencing. Joseph Nosella Jr., United States Attorney for the East District of New York. A. Tyson Duva, Assistant Attorney General of Justice Department Criminal Division, and James Barnacle Jr., Assistant Director in Charge, Federal Bureau of Investigation, New York Field Office, announced the verdict. Quote, today's verdict marks another significant victory in this office's long-standing commitment to rooting out corruption, stated U.S. Attorney Nosella. The defendant abused his access to high-level foreign government officials and his platform as an investment banker at a prestigious American firm to line his own pockets with millions of dollars. We live in a global economy that American companies must be able to compete in fairly, said Assistant Attorney General Duva of Justice Department of Criminal Division. This defendant corrupted that fair competition. He abused his position at a world-renowned American investment bank by helping bribe Ghanaian officials. So he and his co-conspirators, including senior executives at a Texas company, could make money. Today's conviction makes clear that criminals who undermine our country's interest by corrupting foreign governments and cutting off fair competition will face the full force of the Department of Justice. Today's verdict highlights the importance of domestic and international partnerships and the magnitude of success that working together creates. The FBI is thankful for the assistance from the Department of Justice and the United Kingdom, specifically to the Office of International Affairs, U.S. Marshals Service, and Interpol in pursuing justice to protect our country's financial integrity, stated FBI's Assistant Director in Charge, Barnacle. U.S. Attorney Nosella also expressed his appreciation to the government in the United Kingdom, government of the UK, the UK National Centre Bureau for Interpol, the Embassy of the United States in London, the Department's Office of International Affairs, and the U.S. Marshal Services for providing substantial assistance in securing the arrest and extradition of the defendant. Now, so far, they haven't mentioned any Ghanaian institution, but they mentioned Interpol. So I assume that the Ghanaian support came through that. As proved at trial, Beku conspired to pay more than $1 million in bribes to multiple Ghanaian government officials in connection with the development and financing of a power plant estimated to generate hundreds of millions of dollars in profits. Beginning December 2014, Beku, a former executive director at the investment banking division at Goldman Sachs Group, was responsible for securing and managing a deal between the Republic of Ghana and AXA Energy Üretim AS, known as AXA, a Turkish energy company and Goldman client, for the construction and financing of a power plant in Ghana amid a national energy crisis in the country. During the scheme, Beku and his co-conspirators paid and conspired to pay bribes to individuals at numerous levels of the Ghanaian government to ensure that AXA won its bid to build and operate the power plant. For example, in April 2015, Beku and the conspirators discussed paying $1 million to the Ghanaian Minister of Power, who was responsible for securing key approvals, enabling the project to progress, and $250,000 to his senior advisor. Bribes were also paid to 5 Ghanaian officials during an all-expense-paid trip to Turkey to view equipment for the power plant. After the power plant deal was ratified by the Ghanaian Parliament in July 2015, Beku and his co-conspirators exchanged detailed emails regarding bribe payments. For example, in August 2015, they discussed $250,000 in bribe payments paid to various individuals, including $46,000 to members of the Ghanaian Parliament, which ratified the agreement between AXA and the government of Ghana, paid by Beku himself. Also in August 2015, the co-conspirators discussed how a bribe recipient was waiting for the Holy Rain, i.e. the bribe payment, and would appreciate it sooner rather than later. To conceal the scheme from Goldman and others, Beku lied to the compliance team at Goldman that was responsible for vetting the deal. Beku also used his personal email account instead of his Goldman business email account to discuss the deal and the bribe payment, and directed his co-conspirators to do the same. In addition, Beku and his co-conspirators concealed and laundered the bribe payments using shell companies, sham invoices, nominee account holders, and cash withdrawals. Payments in furtherance of the bribery scheme were laundered through U.S. and foreign bank accounts. Goldman ultimately withdrew from the deal due to corruption concerns. The government case is being handled by the Business and Securities Fraud Office section of the United States Department, Attorney General's Office of Eastern District of New York and Criminal Division, something. And they mentioned names like Jessica Weigel, Nick Axelrod, and Tara McGrath, who were prosecuting the case with Assistant Chief Catherine Rout and Senior Trial Attorney Catherine Nielsen, with assistance from paralegal specialist Melina Piatikayan, Isha Jayadev, and Teresa Dolan. The defendant, Asante Kweku Beku, age 52, United Kingdom / Ghana. The case docket is given. So, this is the U.S. state of New York. But was it a federal?
Yes.
Federal, okay. And Beku is Ghanaian American. He left Ghana to the UK. He was extradited from the UK to the US, put to trial and convicted, and he will be sentenced. The question I have is, number one, what responsibility does this place on the government of Ghana to also use the information provided by the Americans to conduct their own investigation with the purpose of arresting those who were bribed? Because clearly from the American side, they've confirmed that the man did pay bribes and the recipients were Ghanaian officials. And the crime was bribing government officials. Okay, so that's number one. We did not hear any commendation for the Ghanaian officials in the thing I read. Maybe it is under Interpol, but that's curious. Because the person paid bribes to Ghanaian officials.
Mm-hmm.
They commended the British for their role because he had been extradited from the UK. But we didn't hear them say that Ghanaian government helped us to catch this person. So that's point number 2. Point number 3, the public discourse on this at least as far as I know, has not really demanded that the Ghanaian co-conspirators or the Ghanaian recipients be brought to book. I haven't heard much of that yet. The issue came up on Thursday. It's been discussed roundly. Number 4, the energy company itself, following that initial work it did for Ghana, has entrenched itself as a major player in Ghana's power sector, running higher volumes of power from an emergency to a more permanent power structure. The question for there is, what does this indictment of Asante Beku mean for that company's relationship with Ghana? Does that mean that our energy ministry and finance ministry and the government will say, because of what you did in 2015, we are going to re-examine our relationship with you? All right, those are the questions on my mind. That should there not be, of course, the government of Ghana has not issued a formal statement. What we have seen is a Facebook post of the Deputy Attorney General saying that they are interested and they will look into the matter. But does this not require a more formal, sober statement? Okay, we also have heard from the OSP, who has said that they helped the Americans. The Americans, at least in the statement we read, did not acknowledge that help directly. But the OSP has said they helped. Maybe question 5. Which Ghanaian institution is going to take ownership to say, let me do the Ghanaian leg of this work? That question is there for us to be answered. Sky, I don't know if you have any additional points.
Well, I mean, yes, I think you've raised all the questions. And the onus is now on the government to show that it is actually committed to the fight against corruption. And by the government, I'm stretching that to the doorsteps of the OSP, which is the institution that is actually responsible legally for investigating and prosecuting corruption and corruption-related matters. I say that having read the decision of the Supreme Court on the recent matter involving the use of Article 88 powers, where the Supreme Court preserved the authority of the AG and at the same time preserved the authority of the OSP. So these institutions, the two of them would have to work together because, as I said much earlier, when it comes to the international bit about mutual legal assistance and how you deal with country-to-country relationships in this realm, the AG's authority will be there, because it may well be that we decide that, okay, instead of having our citizen, who is also a citizen of the US, serving fully his term in the US, we might want to bring him down so that he continues his service here while serving as a prosecution witness in what do you call it, our own prosecution of the matter, if indeed the threshold for putting up cases in the court is actually met. I must issue a huge caveat that on these matters, conviction in the US and things said there will not automatically mean that a Ghanaian official has committed a crime. The Evidence Act lays out clearly what threshold must be met in Ghanaian courts in order for a person to be convicted for a crime of bribery and corruption. So that is why the OSP would have to work closely with the Attorney General to ensure that there's some arrangement as to get proper prosecution done. The bit also is there about what the institutions implicated are supposed to do, because you see the EPA in there. The EPA, what do you call a certification that was issued. The PURC also has a number of issues to answer there. Then you also have the Parliament. A committee of Parliament has been named. A ministry has been named. So the question you ask yourself is, even if the OSP doesn't act, what would these individual institutions do about their own reputation? Because reputation matters, especially as many of these institutions also transact businesses that face international or deal with international institutions. So Parliament, we are always sending parliamentary representation to all kinds of places to represent us, to carry out all kinds of things. Now, one thing that I find troubling, and which is still troubling, is the level of informal payments we continue to see in our parliament.
Yep.
And it is open secret that you know about that. People are often complaining that, oh, they are going to do some business in parliament. They say, oh, before we sit on your matter, you go and look inside your chest and bring something. And government officials, government institutions, heads of government agencies, they keep complaining that that is what they are faced with. Now, the question is whether our parliament is prepared to confront this matter. You remember that the current majority leader, who will soon become the minister of local government, if he is vetted and approved, raised the matter of alleged corruption. That in the course of the vetting of one nominee, there was some informal payment that amounted to, an inducement, bribery, or whatever you want to call it. And it became a huge storm. Parliament investigated it. He stuck to his gun, but ultimately the committee report was that they did not find the allegation credible, and they demanded that he should apologize. He did apologize, under hesitation, under protest. Exactly.
But his own people let him down.
Exactly.
Nobody wanted to talk.
Then you also had at some point the Honorable Bagman, who is now the Speaker, had stated publicly, in a publication by the Graphic that became very scandalous, and then a demand that he should apologize and all of that. That, these informal payments get made. I'm calling it informal payments because I want to sort of color it a little bit. That they get made in Parliament. Now, the question is whether, as an institution, they are prepared to take the bull by the horns and say that, look, we are going to stop this, and this is how to stop it. Look, if you want to pay a member of Parliament, it should be through, his bank account, and there must be reasons for it. This business of as MD, heads of agencies say, oh, they go and give the money to, the chairman of the committee, or in some cases, people who are said to be chief whips or whatever it is, and then people are going to some room, and then they get their share, and everybody is smiling in an envelope. In some cases, they sign for it and all of that. I think as an institution, Parliament would have to seriously look at this culture, if indeed there is that culture. I'm qualifying it, so that we do something about it, because we might not be prepared to confront it, but to the extent that some other countries are interested in confronting it and are prosecuting successfully people, the blowback on us is embarrassing.
Very.
When these things hit the international headlines, some of us receive, all the calls. Oh, Charlie, by your people, why? What's going on? Because of how we interface with these people at that level. So it is important that as an institution, Parliament should be interested. Will they set up a committee to investigate it? I doubt. Even if they were to set up a committee, sometimes these committees get set up, but the report never gets produced. And then the matter dies and we all move on. So at that level, Parliament should be interested in dealing with this particular matter. But like I said, the OSP has to be interested, the AG has to be interested, and the Foreign Affairs Minister would also have to be interested because of the international implications and all of that. And then also what I said about, is it possible to, because, when US people commit crimes here, we say we just send them back to that they go do. Let's see whether we can bring, because he's also our citizen, if the records are to be believed. Can we bring him back so that for some time he serves as prosecution witness?
It's a test of dual citizenship.
And when people are arguing that dual citizen business, I'm saying let's slow down on how we deal with this matter. But finally, I also think that it will call for a certain level of honesty. Are people prepared to say, oh, indeed, I was on a particular trip? Which trip was to examine the possibility of this power purchase agreement. And in the course of this trip, we were offered a token to go and buy or do shopping. And I didn't take it to be bribery. I thought it was some innocent, payment, and which I declared upon return and all of that. Are people prepared to say that and take the fall for it?
Good point.
or people will simply deny it, and that is what it is. Because we do know that, look, it is often reported that when our people go out there to act for and on behalf of the Parliament of Ghana, these committee level representations, often these tokens are paid. The question is, are they in compliance with our laws? And when the people come back, do they report it? So the claims have been made. The ball is now in the courts of all these institutions that I've mentioned. And finally, I think repeatedly we keep seeing private handles of ministers, government officials being used to put out statements like this. If a big matter like this is being considered by government, there should be a formal government statement, not the private handle of my good friend, the Deputy Minister for the Attorney General. It's a very serious matter that we should be seen to be engaging with. So a formal government statement is issued either by the Attorney General or whichever institution should take the lead, saying that, look, we have taken notice of this. This is what we intend to do. This is what we have done so far. And this is where we intend to go with it.
Very important.
The Parliament of Ghana must equally issue a statement on this particular matter. And a number of names have been mentioned. I'm not going to sit here and mention those names, but those individuals who have been, mentioned by some newspapers, or who presumably, because of the timelines we are talking about, the committees they were in, the positions they were in, the roles they may or may not have played, it would be important that they will clarify these things for us. So that at the end of the day, Ghanaian people can say that we have confidence in 100%.
So it means that in 2015, when we were struggling with power, many businesses were reeling under the unstable power supply and all. A few people per this outcome were enriching themselves.
Allegedly.
In a bid to find solutions for us.
Yes.
From the American side, the bribes were paid. The allegation is who received it. You see, so do you understand me? It's been proven from the US side that bribes were paid. But we are not. So what we need to do is to find and also use the same level of judicial scrutiny or legal scrutiny to confirm that this person did receive the money.
In Ghana?
Yes.
In Ghana?
Yes.
You have that
because
expectation.
the Americans have done, and by the way, according to Sky, they have a joint something with us. That means
mutual
that
legal
they
agreement.
can even give us additional files if you want.
But the additional
People
files
are
have
always
been
profiting from our
available
problems.
for a
That's
long
my
time.
concern.
Again, me the cynic, but we will hope that
We don't have
something
water.
better is done this time.
You do.
I will not say much on this matter. If they say they will deal with it.
I have a comment on the previous discussion from an official to explain.
Okay.
Yes, this your problem, your watching problem.
Yes, you should help me.
And I think Fred is putting a person on the line.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Yeah, I think
How
that
can I have plenty questions?
before we put them on the line, if you
Yeah.
can do this quick announcement for me,
Why
I'll
not,
be very
why not?
happy.
Yes, sir.
Caleb.
So we all know that silence, when your rent is due, you can pick up the call. Your shop is empty. You're pretending it's fine. Salary is done. There are more weeks to go, and the goods are stuck at the port. Clearing agents keep calling. The business idea is ready. The cash isn't. That silence has a name. It's money. Now, Bills breaks the silence whether you need working capital, salary loan, emergency cash, or startup funding. Your Ghana card is all you need. So call Bills Microcredit today on 0596 920 833. Break the silence. Bills got you. And
Let me talk to the senior manager for fintech channels, commercials, and operations at Mobile Money Fintech Limited, Abdul Majid Rufai. And there are a couple of things here. The issue of sellers insisting on charges to be made before they receive payment, and the general reluctance of different types of service providers, particularly filling stations, in accepting the Momo option, preferring cash or other ways. Rufai, thanks for joining us. Good morning.
Thank you, Bernard, and thank you to your crew and then the listeners.
All right, so there seems to be a challenge with a lot of our sellers when you want to make a payment to them using mobile money. They would typically tell you to add charges, and that is a disincentive for a lot of people who want to make payments using the Momo option. Do you, as Momo fintech company, understand why a seller will ask you to add charges when I am already charged for the transaction?
Yeah, thank you very much, Bernard, for this opportunity. First of all, a seller is not supposed to charge extra. The reason being that for a merchant wallet, there are different solutions that we deploy at merchant outlets. Number one, we have a POS terminal that is deployed by the banks and the fintechs. We are in collaboration with them to deploy these POS terminals. And most of these filling stations have these POS terminals that has been activated by either a bank or a PSP, that is a fintech company. So there are instances like that, and those are situations where you go, they ask for your number, they enter, and then you get a prompt to approve. That's one solution. The other solution is the GHQR that we are deploying at merchant locations. With those QR also, this is in partnership with GIFs. That is also another solution. And GHQR is a national QR code that we are trying, that is trying to roll out. And we have adopted it and we are rolling that one out to different outlets. In those scenarios also, these are merchants that have been created. Customers are not supposed to pay extra to any seller. The third aspect is also agent who doesn't have GHQR, but the merchant has an ID, we call a merchant ID, or the merchant has the number that we can pay to that you are not supposed to charge. The charges coming that I suspect in areas where the merchants are using their own personal wallet. And we've had instances like that where even though the merchant wallet is there, for some reason the seller wants to access it on their personal wallet. That is when they ask for those charges. But that is really illegal, because today the crave for us is to push payment in the ecosystem. And that's why we are out there trying to get a lot more of businesses, even market women, get even the online drivers, actually trying to get them the merchant wallet so that we can deepen the payment ecosystem and avoid the use of people using their personal wallet and demanding extra charges from consumers. That is really not something that we encourage, and that's not something that we are promoting.
What do you think prevents retailers from opting for the merchant wallet and rather using their personal numbers for business, like Godfrey's Wache seller, who obviously is collecting Wache payments with her personal phone number and announcing that if Godfrey and Co don't pay charges, she's not going to accept Momo again? I mean, is she not aware that you have merchant wallet? And if the merchant wallet, how easy is it to set it up? For which reason she will not be using it?
In fact, the merchant wallet, setting up a merchant wallet is free. There are two ways where you can access the merchant wallet. First of all, we have an online channel where you can go online, request for the setup to be done, and everything is done online, and then you get your SIM, and then you start transacting. The second aspect is where we have ambassadors, we call them merchant acquirers, who are on the ground. So they are in the market centers trying to get a lot more people to be merchants. So we have recruited ambassadors who are going around the country nationwide, trying to get a lot more people onto the merchant wallet to avoid the use of personal wallet. So, and essentially it is free. We don't charge for setting up a merchant. It is absolutely free. You just need your Ghana card, and whether a municipal assembly certificate or a district assembly certificate or a business registration certificate to set up. So it's really not that difficult for you to set up a merchant wallet. So that's something that we have recruited people that we are promoting, and this is for free. So for somebody to charge to use their personal wallet is something that we are, I dare say, in most of the filling stations. It should be available. So for somebody to accept a personal wallet, it's also a bit about the operators also trying to check why you have a solution like that and somebody decided to accept on their personal wallet. I don't want to input any motive to it, but it's really strange.
All right.
It's something that probably we need to investigate and check why this is becoming an issue.
Now, Rufai, let's deal with formal POSs.
Yes.
They also pass on the cost of transaction to the user. And I find that very sad because here we are trying to encourage people to use point of sale terminals in their payment. And from what listeners are saying, anytime you make a payment using that, the system withdraws the money or the cost of the transaction is charged on the customer. But for a country that's trying to build the ecosystem, is that not anti-developmental? In fact, a listener even complains that when they are paying for services at VFS, a popular visa processing platform, the system charges you more when you pay with POS than when you pay cash. So it's almost punishing you for doing supposedly the right thing. You are telling us to use POS to pay. Now they are taking our extra money for that payment. That doesn't seem right, Rufai.
Yeah, but I perfectly understand where you are coming from. You know, in the world of merchant payment, the ideal situation actually is that the merchant pay for that service. That's the ideal situation in the merchant ecosystem. So the likes of whether you're talking about Visa, talk about MasterCard, the idea behind it is the fact that the merchant is being provided a service, a cashless service, somebody must pay for it. Okay. The ideal situation is that the merchant is the one who absorbs that cost. Unfortunately, in our part of the world, it's not getting to that stage where the merchants see value in a lot of things that is being delivered to them. And that's for us, that's why we have adopted the GHQR, the Ghana QR code. And if we get everybody else adopting the merchant, the GHQR, what will happen is that now everybody is pushing the GHQR, Bank of Ghana is pushing the GHQR, everybody in the entire ecosystem is pushing the GHQR. Once we get to that stage, and all the merchants are seeing the value that we are bringing to them, then we can get to a stage where we can flip the coin, where now it becomes a merchant pay service rather than consumer pay. Unfortunately, we are not at that stage yet. That's why I see CSPs also trying to, because we have to recover the cost. Okay, somebody must pay for that cost. Merchants today, we are trying to promote the cashless payment. Merchants today are not willing to absorb that cost. That's why we are saying, because the person providing the solution must also recover its cost, then trying to pass on the cost to the consumer. But I perfectly understand where you are coming from.
Well, if that persists, our cashless economy will become a cash-out economy, and which is what is happening with you. And when you compare us to Senegal or Kenya, people keep the money in the ecosystem because they are not punished for doing so. In Ghana, people prefer cash out because it means the money has come. So it's more like I have to collect the money. You know, so in fact, you guys have a lot of work to do. And I think this, your explanation, even though it may be correct, is actually the reason why the approach to a cash-light economy is going to be very, very difficult, because the system is punishing the person who wants to do digital instead of rewarding the person for helping fulfill a government policy. And that is a wrong-headed approach that will never lead to cash-light society.
But I am with you. In fact, the cash-out society that we are talking about, the customers, when they cash out the money, essentially, what do they do with it? The same thing that they are going to buy, the fuels, the food, the transport. That's really what they are trying to do. And I'm sure we'll get there. It's just a matter of cost, where we can get to a stage where we can flip the coin, where we can get the merchant to value what the service that is being given to them, and the fact that they are giving their customers more options than the cash, because really cash is expensive even for the merchant. The merchant needs to do that. Look, the cash has no trail. You can lose cash at any moment in time. look at the bullion van that is going to come into your shop to come and take money from your shop, and you have to sit down and count. It's a matter of time that the merchant will start valuing the kind of service. And I tell you, there are filling stations that we pitch a merchant wallet to them that they didn't accept the concept. But when they were faced with armed robbery, they came for it. Okay, so I perfectly understand where the frustration that the consumers are expressing. But I can tell you, we are working earnestly on that to make sure we flip the coin. And that's why we are running a promotion for online drivers, for the taxi drivers, the online drivers, where we are calling it Ride with Momo. You ride with Momo, and weekly they are getting cash prizes. This is all trying to promote the cashless economy. That we are all trying to make sure at least our economy move from cash to digital.
Thank you, Rufai. Rufai Abdul Majid is the Senior Manager for FinTech Channels, Commercial and Operations at Mobile Money Limited. This is the City Breakfast Show. When we come back, we'll be speaking to friends from Academic City. Some new exciting things are happening there. Don't go away.
Unleashing the power of relevant radio. This is City 97.3.
Eno, you know what our father left us when he died?
Debts?
He left us land, Eno. But Nanayo said the land is his. The court said, come back in 2031.
Hey, that's not an inheritance. That's a curse, brother.
Real Ejapade doesn't come with disputes. At Deftraco Woodlands, a 592-acre master planned gated city in Dawenya, your inheritance is waiting. Don't leave your children a court case. Leave them Deftraco Woodlands, the Ejapade they'll be proud of. Visit woodlands.deftracogroup.com. Call or WhatsApp us today on 0208-732-302.
Kofi, I think we need to call them.
Deftraco Woodlands, where your roots run deep.
The right education will make sure you are ready when opportunity comes knocking. At Rosebank International University College, we don't just award degrees, we prepare you for globally competitive careers. From diplomas in culinary arts to doctorates in business administration, our programs are developed around a simple goal, equipping you with skills the global market demands. Our facilities are world-class, our faculty are experienced internationally, and our tuition is designed to support ambition. Your future starts here. Apply now at www.riuc.edu.gh or call 030-700-7800. You can also visit our modern campus at Opebia House Airport, Accra. Admissions are open. Rosebank International University College. Fast track your global career.
Looking to build strong, beautiful, and long-lasting structures? Then you need the right materials, and we've got you covered. At Rockstead's Building Products, we provide top-quality building solutions you can trust. For your roofing needs, choose our light-gauge premium steel truss. Strong, durable, and built to last. Pair it with our premium-coated aluminium and alu-zinc roofing sheets for maximum protection and a sleek finish. Working on interiors, we supply quality metal noggins for solid framing, as well as POP, plasterboard, and acoustic solutions to give your ceilings and walls a smooth, modern look with excellent sound control. And don't forget, your project isn't complete without reliable electricals. We have high-quality cable trays, electrical cables, distribution boards, switches, multi-sockets, and other electrical accessories for all your electrical needs. Visit us today at Taifa Junction, off the Achimota and Sawam Road, or find us across all regions in Ghana. Call us now on 0544-338-041 or 0243-690-402. Rockstead's Building Products, quality and affordable.
Looking for a burst of flavor in every sip? Discover the refreshing taste of Piva beverages. Enjoy the classic Piva Cola flavor, perfect fit anytime. How about a fruity adventure? Try our delightful Piva orange fruit drink packed with recognized citrus flavor. Craving something exotic? Our Piva cocktail fruit drink brings the tropics to you. For a sweet and juicy treat, grab our grapefruit drink and don't miss out on the refreshing Piva tangerine fruit drink, bursting with tangerine flavor. Piva Cola, Piva Orange, Piva Cocktail, Piva Grape, Piva Tangy. Grab yours today. Available now at your local store. Call us on 055-00-32231. Piva, a taste you'd love. This advert is FDA approved.
P for Piva.
Your attention, please. Flight C8 has been delayed.
Again. Madam, can you please point me to the water fountain? And please watch my back and phone whilst I'm gone.
You can be a traveler with infinite worries.
Hello, Mr. Anand. Your lounge access is ready and your seat is warm.
Or you can be a traveler with infinite privileges.
Champagne, sir?
The region or the drink.
Choose EcoBank's infinite privileges with an EcoBank Visa Infinite card. Access airport lounges worldwide, fast-track services, best-in-class daily limits, and enjoy other exclusive travel and lifestyle benefits. Infinite privileges await. EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank.
Your child can excel academically and in the sports they love and are good at. At Prodigy International Academy, we believe every child deserves to excel in the classroom, on the field, and in life. With an internationally recognized curriculum, an elite sports program, modern, well-serviced boarding facilities, and a strong foundation in Christian values, Prodigy nurtures confident, skilled, and well-rounded learners who are prepared for a global future. Here, sports and academics go hand in hand to empower students to discover their strengths, develop strong character, leadership, and relentlessly pursue excellence. Give your child's full potential a chance. Visit prodigy.edu.gh or call 025-609-7974 to begin your Prodigy's journey. Prodigy International Academy. Excel, inspire, persevere.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Forty-two after 9, and it's great to see a familiar face now at Academic City. Director of Graduate and Continuous Education, Business and Communications Art, Dr. Reginald Arthur, here with Miss Rebecca Ashite. She's Director Student Acquisition. Okay, so Dr. Reginald Arthur, it's good to have you. You're welcome.
Thank you, Caleb.
Yeah, when I was pursuing undergraduate in Legon, you were the GRASAC president at the time.
Yeah, you're right.
It's good to see you as Director, Graduate and Continuous Education, Business Communications at Academic City now.
Yes.
I want a book that.
Yeah. I think it's been the transition. The interest has been in academia, and since the period of doing my postgrad, it's actually been more about teaching and research. Academia for, I think we are in 2026, so about 11 years, continuously being in academia.
Wow.
Yeah.
So what role are you playing at Academic City now? What does it mean?
All right. Thank you, Caleb, and good morning to your listeners. So just as you mentioned, I'm the Director for Graduate and Executive Education.
Okay.
It's important that we understand contemporary times and how society has changed. There's a lot of conversation about artificial intelligence, data analytics, technology.
Yeah.
But Caleb, we always forget that throughout generations, this transformation has consistently been there. From the period of steam-powered, engines, train engines, to the period of industrialization. And we came to meet computers at a point, internet, and now we have artificial intelligence.
Yeah.
And through all these phases, the very simplified question, are these technologies and these innovations, are they just come to kick out humans and the careers of people?
That has been at the heart of the conversation.
But I think that's very simplistic. I think that the important question we need to ask ourselves is that, are we developing the capabilities to be able to work with these technologies and make informed decisions? If you are in radio or in the media space and you know very well what has happened to these our newspapers and all that, and you are not able to leverage on technology to be able to do your work, then you probably will not be that relevant. So At Academic City, we are very minded about the fact that the changing times call for us to come up with innovative, forward-looking, and futuristic programs, such as the STEM MBA,
Yes.
Science, Technology, Engineering, and Mathematics. This conversation has been key for some time in globally and in this country. Caleb, we actually have not just, and I want to emphasize, we've not just bundled together old MBA programs, traditional MBA programs, and we are offering it to people. These are programs that are looking at what do organizations need now.
Okay.
What does GB Foods need now? What does Nestle need now?
Okay.
What do companies that are operating like VRA, what is their pain point now? They need technology. They need artificial intelligence to be able to understand. We were talking about energy earlier today. To understand the various high tension cables and what are the various maintenance schedules that we need. And this, you need some form of robotic intelligence and data to be able to analyze this.
Right.
So there is a merger between science and being able to use data and artificial intelligence to make data-informed leadership decisions.
Right.
And that's where our STEM MBA comes in.
So you are running the MSc Management and STEM MBA.
Yes.
And you are saying that the institutions you've mentioned, for example, that any institution worth its salt today is looking for graduates who have the advantage of STEM in the MBA program, not just someone who's done a regular program that we know.
Yes.
Wow, that's interesting. So, and again, as you mentioned, the world is really evolving with AI coming in and all, digital transformation, changing workplace demands. So, how have these trends shaped the design and delivery of your programs?
Yeah. Thank you once again, Caleb. It's important for us to know that any academic institution that actually is not able to understand that these times have changed and therefore will be preparing graduates the traditional way, will be making a very big mistake. And it's a popular mistake that institutions do, prepare graduates for a world that has already changed. Well, because today, if you are working in an organization, you really want to understand who your customers are in real time. What are they buying? How do they want to scale up? If you are a person that's, for instance, even an entrepreneur, working even in Abosokai, or working in your own business, operating your own business, you want to understand how many of your products are being purchased, how regularly are these things being purchased, by whom? What is the demography of the people that are buying this? What's their age? What is the gender? What is the kind of taste? And all these things are data points that you need to be able to use large data and to be able to analyze and understand.
Doc, what I'm interested in is how you deliver these programs. I know that for your engineering programs and all, they are very experiential and practical. How different is the STEM MBAs and the programs under your jurisdiction or responsibility delivered from the others, as we know Academic City to deliver its programs?
Yeah. So thank you very much. First, I'll take the courses and I'll talk about the delivery mode. So with respect to STEM MBA, for instance, so we have courses like artificial intelligence and machine learning, and we are able to deliver this alongside economics for business decisions. We recognize that blending tech with hardcore management courses is what businesses need. And these are some of the courses that we deliver. And we deliver in very flexible modes. These courses have live industry challenges as cases.
Okay.
We have executives who are working in various organizations. Some working with Afrobarometer, people that are working in the AI space, working with World Health Organization, among others, delivering. And who else would you want to study under people who are actually using STEM to change businesses?
So what are some of these programs, as you said, you will mention?
Yes. So the STEM MBA, for instance, I mentioned that we have a course like entrepreneurship and technology ventures.
Okay.
So we are not just looking at entrepreneurship, but how would you be able to leverage on AI to be able to scale up your business? That's one of the major things that we have, a challenge that we have in Africa. For our MSc management, which is very important for people that are looking for career switches, right? we have three main minors. So if I tell we have majors and minors, right? So for this 3-semester program, we have entrepreneurship, we have leadership, and we have finance. That all people who apply for this program can choose to minor. So when you take the program through the first 2 semesters, in the 3rd semester, you can choose to minor for those that are entrepreneurs.
Okay.
If you are individual that's looking for executive positions and executive management
so you want
opportunities,
to pivot. You're looking for new careers.
you can minor in leadership.
Okay.
And also when you're in the fintech space, in the finance space, you can major or you can minor,
right,
in finance.
Right.
So the MSc management program, I've actually been lecturing, as I indicated, for more than a decade now.
Nice.
And one of the major questions that people ask after the first degree, especially in the area of business, what should I go and do?
Opportunities, yeah.
Yes. If I'm going to take a postgraduate program,
Yeah.
where should I actually focus
Please
on?
touch on that.
Our MSc management actually helps you to undertake a general business administration program, however, minor in 3 different areas,
Right.
whether in entrepreneurship, in leadership, or finance. The STEM MBA, a 2-year program,
Okay.
actually is for top executives, people that are seeking to transition their career and also seeking to be able to go into executive positions where they'll be using technology
Right.
to make informed decisions and understand their business.
Doc, you've already spoken about how flexible your study schedules are, but I want you to throw a bit more light on that before I rope in Yvonne to tell us about eligibility, especially for these postgraduate studies.
Yes, these programs are going to run on modular basis.
Okay.
So we have a particular program that will run for 4 weeks continuously. So you take this program on evenings.
Okay.
So Thursday, Friday, Saturdays,
Okay.
and then for 4 weeks continuously,
Right.
and then you take another program.
Okay.
They are
So these
also
are evenings.
These are evenings.
Thursday evening, Friday evening,
Saturday, that's the day.
Full day.
The weekend, yes.
Okay, sure.
Yeah. And also it's virtual. We have we've put in place the technology both on campus that is going to assist people that are going to receive both virtual. We understand that sometimes when you're having virtual learning, it can be challenging, right? So both from home and also on campus, it allows people to be able to participate in live interactions and live teachings that are going on.
Nice one. So I will quickly let you touch on your professional short courses in business and communications arts. What are these programs and how can they help upskill or prepare people for graduate study?
Caleb, thank you. And it's important to note that professional certificate courses are very important and should not be seen as just a substitute for postgraduate education. They have their place. Whilst professional certificate courses help you to acquire specific skill-based knowledge, right? Whether you want to understand quickly how to undertake agile project management. This is one of the courses that we ran. You want to be able to understand how you'll be able to analyze data to make informed decisions, whether in the creative sector,
Right.
whether you're an MP, whether you're working in a public service, whether you're a health professional.
Right.
We offer these specific courses. And it's very important to come for some of these short programs because they are very targeted and help you to build skills over a short period of time, usually 8-week period, and you are certified.
Right. Dr. Reginald Attah, Director, Graduate and Executive Education, Business and Communication Arts,
Yes.
Academic City. Forgive me, Yvonne has been with us for a long time, quietly listening and nodding her head and smiling all along. So Yvonne, we want to come to Academic City for all the good work you've been doing that Dr. Reginald has been trumpeting. What are the basic admission requirements for Academic City's master's programs in particular, and how can we apply?
Good morning to your listeners. So to join in our master's program is actually very easy. So let's start with the documents you need.
Okay.
You will need a certificate and transcript from a recognized reputable university here in Ghana or abroad. You will need your CV. You will need an ID. It could be the Ghana card or your passport, and a headshot, the passport picture. Now, those are the documents you need. And for applicants who went to school outside Ghana or for foreign nationals, you will need an evaluation certificate from the Ghana Tertiary Education Commission, that's GTEC,
Okay.
the evaluation. Now, so to apply, you go on our website, that's act.edu.gh, and Once you open the website, you see apply now. You click on that, and then you start the application process. Immediately you start, there will be an admissions officer that will be allocated to your application. So if there's any issues, if you have any challenges, they'll contact you, and then everything will be done. Once you complete the form, you add the documents necessary, and then you pay 150 Ghana cedis. I mean, it's that 150 Ghana cedis and $30 for foreign nationals.
$30 for
foreign nationals, yes. And you should click submit. People do forget that, so you have to click on
after all the hard work, they forget to click submit.
Yes.
Oh my Lord.
So after that, the admissions team will review the application, and then your admissions officer will communicate to you the date for your interview. Once the interview is done, you get your offer letter, you pay, and then you get to enroll. Now it's that simple.
Easy peasy.
And if you do not want to go through the online application process, we are on campus Monday to Friday, 9 to 5 p.m. to help you. And you can always call in. For the months of August and September, the admissions team is on campus as early as 8 a.m. You get somebody, so you can come over, you can ask for a tour and help with the admissions. We would gladly do that. We'll help you do that. We also have this parent program on the 20th of August. It's not just for parents, but it's mostly for prospective parents.
So like an open day for anyone who wants to come.
It's in the evening.
14th of August, you said?
20th of August.
20th of August.
Yes.
On your campus?
On our campus.
Okay.
So
and this is at
Hacho? Yes, Hacho Agboba.
Okay, good one there.
So we are waiting for you to apply and come and join us. So
We'll
you
be
can
there.
make your mark.
We'll
Thank
be
you.
there. Admissions officer Yvonne. Okay, and then Dr. Reginald Arthur. Really good to see you again.
Yeah, good to see you again.
All right, so just in case you want to call, 054-824-3844 is the number to call.
Or you can also call 0594-030308 and someone will speak to you.
Yvonne and Dr. Reginald, thank you for passing through.
Yeah, thank you, Killen.
And when you buy anything, it's got to be the very best. Diamond 42.5 hour grade, highest quality cement on the Ghanaian market. Since the year 2000, we are rated green by the EPA. We have the 32.5 hour grade. Affordable value for you. You deserve the very best. Make Diamond Cement your number one choice for all your building needs. Anyone who wishes to buy Diamond Cement should deal with the company directly. We are nationwide, and we are nationwide, and then also we have outlets all over the country. We have factories in Aplau, Takrady, and Bwepe. 0244-313-368. Diamond Cement is still as hard as a diamond. If you're looking for a best of flavor in every sip, please discover the refreshing taste of Piva beverages. We have Piva Cola, Piva Orange, Piva Cocktail, Piva Grape, and Piva Tangy. So grab yours today. Available at a local store near you. 0550-032231. Piva beverages, a taste you will love. And the countdown is on. ABSA Auto Fair in partnership with Citi FM and Hollard Insurance. We're bringing Ghana's leading automotive brands and thousands of car lovers together for one exciting weekend. Join us from Saturday 22nd to Sunday 23rd August at the Good Park Accra Mall, 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. for the biggest auto event of the year. Bring a friend, bring the family, and come explore vehicles, enjoy test drives, insurance, and affordable finance options from ABSA Bank while you pimp your ride with new accessories. If you're looking to showcase your business, book an exhibition space by sending us a WhatsApp message 054-136-1237. You want an education for your girl child that builds them into entrepreneurs, that build them into leaders. That's what LifeSource International School is providing in its all-girls STEM and entrepreneurship boarding school. They raise leaders, they teach them to develop confidence, discipline, and critical thinking skills. They are located at a Palm Junction, Central Region. Call them now, 055-955-2263. LifeSourceGhana.org is where to visit online for more. Enroll today at LifeSource International School.
can be, you could be sure to be a brighter tomorrow. All the harsh realities appears to come in twos and threes. Don't worry, cause there'll be a better day. One thing I can promise you, just keep on keeping on. I swear to you, there's gonna be a brighter day.
Thank you for listening. My name is Caleb. The entire team was here. Have a fabulous day. Keep your dial right here. Now your quarter will keep you company for Branch in the City.
Back in the days I used to dream of being rich. Have a lot of houses and cars, couldn't know which one was which. And finding me a chick and getting hitched. Living the fairy tale.
Have a blessed day.
Perfect without a glitch. You think that this would bring me happiness? If at the end of every rainbow there was a treasure chest. Sometimes having more is really less. So take a look inside yourself, you realize you're really blessed. No matter how you're sad and blue,